At the moment in the Standard Bank Series, of course, this is the final at the Wanderers, and we are all very pumped up for this game. The South Africans are, they've been out there for a long time today. They're out there for some time before the Australians did, by the way. And, of course, the Australians are very excited about the fact that they've come back from 2-0 down in the series, and now it is 2-2. Graham Smith, lots of pressure on him as the skipper in front of the home crowd. Capacity crowd expected at Liberty Life Wanderers. Some 32,000 people are going to be crammed in here today. Conditions are absolutely ideal for cricket. No rain expected. The ground staff have assured us of that. And the pitch is an absolute beauty. Ricky Ponting won the toss and elected the bat. And of course Adam Gilchrist, who looks like he's in pretty good nick at the moment without nailing a big one. He's a fine player, we know that. And he's a big match player also. 1400s in 239 games, an average of 36. And his partner is Simon Kadich, another left-hander. There's a whole host of left-handers around the place for Australia. Just playing his 38th game now, average of 35.5, best of 107. He's got the 100 and a strike rate, a more sedate strike rate of 70. By the way, the average strike rates for the top order international players in one-day games is around about 73, 74. So he's pretty much on the mark. And of course, you get the odd player who is far superior. South Africa without Sean Pollock. That's a major blow. So it's Mackay Ntini who's going to be starting proceedings from the call at drive end, 28 years of age. And he'll be extremely keen to get stuck into the Australians. Alongside me, Pat Simcox. Good morning, Pat.
Morning, Michael. Good to be here, and good morning to all the viewers, wherever you may be in the world. The scene is set, and just get the feeling from the people in the ground that this was the 2003 World Cup that they wanted. They wanted South Africa to play Australia. It didn't happen. They've got it now. This is the final.
Mackay Ntini, first ball. And it's a good one first up. There'll be some good carry here at the Wanderers. I mentioned the track is an absolute beauty. It is a 10 o'clock start on a Sunday morning. It's a good colour, this track at the moment. There's no grass at all. It's a little bit on the dark side, actually, which is attributed to the soil here at Liberty Life Wanderers. But there will be, with the new ball, just a little bit of movement in the first 45 minutes to an hour. Just a little bit, which is what these batsmen are going to have to look out for. 2 slips and a gully. And there's a bit.
Well, good pace. 141. Just a half a chance. Good carry. We see that through to Mount Boucher. I guess there'd be a little bit of nerves, no matter how many games you've played. Adam Gilchrist knows what an important part of the team he is. A lovely line and good length. Just where you need it. And look at the swing. Way as it past the batsman.
As always, catching will be critical, particularly behind the batsman. At the Wanderers. The other thing, Pat, and of course you'll know this after years of experience playing at the Wanderers for South Africa, it's not the easiest ground to hear at, is it? There was a situation there where Adam Gilchrist straight away said no, but Simon Kadich was about halfway down before he turned.
So right, and the crowd are loud, they're pretty close, and that's exactly what can happen. You can make a misjudgment. And you see Kadich started to go. Now, the one other thing you know, watch out, is you don't turn on the green part of the track, because you can slip there. Very difficult.
The ground is in remarkable condition. Looking for one, not there. The other thing about the Wanderers, now this is in the Highveld, playing at altitude. The other thing about the Wanderers, particularly when you come from the coast, for example, like in Durban the other night, on a bit of a drier track than what we've got here. As you can see, that ball just seam a little bit in and inside edge onto the thigh. If you're not attuned to conditions right at the start of this game, as a batsman, you can be just a little bit rushed because the ball does certainly come on a little bit quicker. There's a bit more bounce as well, as you can see with that Hawkeye graphic. He's away. And he's timed that superbly.
Well, he just said value for shot. You get it here at the Wanderers. It fairly flies off. Gilchrist will feel much more settled. Mackay Ntini had to pitch one up a little bit more, just to see if there was any swing and if there was any movement off the track further up. That's first prize, of course, get the man forward. And as Gilchrist didn't really push forward a long way, just a little prod. Made sure he middled the ball.
Inside edge again, so a little bit of movement that first over from Mackay and Tini. 4 for none. Normally, the name Sean Pollock would have been in operation for the first over, and then Mackay and Tini for the second. But not today. Sean Pollock has a strain of a ligament in his lower back, and not playing today. Feeling better than, of course, after he did the injury on Friday, and at this stage is only a 50-50 chance for the test match starting on Thursday in Cape Town. Andrew Hall it is. That's away. That's his zone. Loves it on the offside, and he drives well through extra cover.
Again, no flourish, just a little punch. Finds the gap. Once it beats the man, well, you know you stop running.
It's quite remarkable, Pat, that leverage he does have, Adam Gilchrist, with that high grip. Oh, goodness me! That was brilliant stuff by Herschel Gibbs. 2 runs the result, so that's good running from the Australians. He was airborne, couldn't grab it cleanly.
Well, it was a chance. Those often stick. Played in the air, and anything going in the air, South Africans will look to take. But a half a chance, albeit a tough one, and just maybe this day the final swings on those half chances.
Australian team unchanged, field also unchanged. 7-2. That's over the top. Couple of bounces for. It's a big over for Australia. Just a bit short from Mackay and Tini. Rounds off to 10 from the over. 23 for none.
Tough to maintain that line without giving a little bit of width.
Straight again. 4 again.
Well, you can clearly see it's a good batting track. Ball comes on nicely. Good for driving. Some thought it might be just a little bit slow in the beginning, and it may have been. But that big contingent of Australian supporters that have come out, they will be loving this. Closing the face on the drive as Kedich, making sure that there's no outer edge. Look at that.
It's clever batting. Shout from Hall, Boucher, and also Smith at first slip, but not the affirmative from the umpire. 32 for none.
Well, as he walks back, 9 off the over in the appeal, but I think he may have felt as well it pitched outside line and was a little bit high. Wishful thinking, maybe. See where it pitches. Yeah, minutes back of a length. There's always doubt whether it pitched in line.
That is through, and that is 4. It is the shorter boundary by, I reckon, around about 25 yards.
Well, something's bothering him. I think it's the bat. He's not happy with it, but my goodness, why would you change it? Six off the over already. 2 balls to come. He's got to hold on tight here.
Straying leg side and another boundary. Mackay and Tini is a little bit all over the show right now, and you can't do that to a player of the calibre of Adam Gilchrist.
Well, I want to take Mackay and Tini's side here. I think this field placing is putting him under enormous pressure. He cannot bowl too straight, and therefore he errs wide outside off. And once he'd been cut, you always felt he's going to try and straighten it up.
All again. That's away on the leg side. Shorter boundary again, and that's another boundary. So 3 boundaries in the last 4 balls between Andrew Hall and also Mackay and Tini. And Kadich has now moved to 18, Gilchrist on 28. And they're not going to miss out on anything. It's a little bit leg side. In fact, it's not. It's more like middle stump. still worked away. It's one of the strengths of these two left-handed opening batsmen. In the commentary box now for the next half hour, Barry Richards and Tony Greig.
Thank you very much, Mike. And 46 without loss by anyone's standards is a good way to get off the mark here in an important match like this one. But boy, have they been lucky, the Aussies. They've played and missed a lot. Very, very fine line. Easily home. Very fine line between that little nick that goes through to the keeper and missing the outside edge of the bat. And of course there's been one chance too. I heard it described as a half a chance, but if you get your hand to it, I think it's got to go down as a chance, especially at this level. A very good morning to Barry Richards.
Morning, Tony, and all our viewers. I just wonder what the effect is of not having Sean Pollock. It really is a steadying influence. And he's not there today, which is a great disappointment for South Africa. Have to hurry. And then I think Kadich was sleeping just a little bit and late to set off. But in the end, it all worked out for Australia.
No real problems there. So 7.3 overs bowled for 48 runs. Andrew Hall.
I think I might have been inclined to go the other way with the opening bowlers. I would have gone for Funavat. I think it might just swing a little bit. And now he's going to have to bowl with the old ball with lots of momentum with Australia and a fairly recent arrival on the international scene. It's going to be a lot harder for him. I think he's been given the new ball. This is a role that he plays in domestic cricket. They opted to go for a little bit more experience with Hall and Ntini, but it hasn't worked out, albeit with a little bit of luck for the batsman.
Yeah, very fine line. No, that's a good shot. He's hit that very hard indeed. I don't think it was through the hands of the short extra cover. It went all the way along the ground, I reckon. That's the 50 partnership. Short delivery again and pulled away. This is a fast outfield. It's 4 more. Well, the Australians couldn't have dreamed about a better start. They've managed to get a few boundaries away, despite the fact that early on they were nailed to the crease a bit. This wasn't a flyer like first or second over flyer. This has been building.
Yeah, another good shot from Gilchrist, again straying a little bit in length. The Mackay Ntini just giving him enough opportunity to play that favourite pull shot of his. Ntini not quite the same bowler when Pollock's not at the other end.
Well, straight down the ground, and that one will go for 4 as well. Sixth boundary off Ntini. It's 65 for none. Oh, he's hit that in the air through the offside field. Bounces away down towards the boundary. If he's going to bowl those cutters to Gilchrist, I would suggest he needs a sweeper back. He may just get him caught out there somewhere, and he's going to have to sacrifice one of his boundary riders in some other position. He's got him a deep square leg. If you're going to bowl cutters, he shouldn't be hit the deep square leg.
Well, the other option is to leave it as it is, but go round the wicket with the cutters. Make him try and hit against them.
Go, you see, that's the line he's going to bowl, and that's the shot Gilchrist's going to play time and again. So I would take the sweeper on the leg side and put him back on the boundary on the offside and say, righto, now you hit me for 4 in that direction.
Yeah, good call. He's having a bob each way a little bit, Graham Smith, with he's almost setting a field for bad bowling in that he's trying to cover leg and offside, and that's a very difficult thing to do as a skipper. Get the line right, you can protect one side of the field.
And there we go again. The sweeper would have cut that one off, and that also is going for 4. So he's got to come up with a plan now, Andrew Hall. This is what it's all about. can't just keep bowling there to Gilchrist without protection.
I reckon they should try around the wicket. I know it's a shorter boundary on the leg side, but if those cutters work, then you're hitting against that little bit of a cut that goes away to the offside. This way you're just sliding across the off stump, giving Gilchrist plenty of room to swing the arms. And he's going to make you pay, and he is big time. 49 for Gilchrist, just 34 deliveries.
Yes, he's being damaging. And that's his single. Oh, there's a misfield there, but it won't cost South Africa anything. A half century to Gilchrist. That's his 44th half century. He's 6th against South Africa, and he's first of this series.
And we couldn't have a better time to do it for Adam Gilchrist. They've restricted him in the first 5 games, or first 4 games rather, but this 5th game he's come to the party, Gilchrist, and he's done it in style. 8 boundaries.
That's the wrong one, outside that off stump. That's not the place to bowl. Slightly over-pitched, and hasn't Gilchrist got stuck into it.
You don't have to miss by much, do you? He really bowled a pretty good over, and that in itself wasn't all that bad a delivery, but this man just pounces on anything. You see there, watch the feet, hardly any movement of the feet, just a swing of the bat. It starts over his left shoulder and ends up over his right one. And not many, probably Brian Lara comes to mind, who swings the bat as far back and as far forward as Gilchrist.
Oh, and he's hit that magnificently. That's gone way up into the crowd. Well, Catich has been bogged down just a little bit. Gilchrist has been doing the attacking, but he doesn't often settle for that. And this is an example, a superb cricket shot. In the commentary box now, Mike Hasman, and alongside him, Darryl Cullen.
Outstanding shot, just outside the line off stump. The bigger boundary there, and obviously looking at the bowling of Johan van der Walt so far, the first couple of overs, he did a very good job, and I think they might have decided, okay, we've got to break these shackles here and just try and get on top of him here. 15 overs gone, 96 for 1, and the third power play has been taken. Quite a discussion actually at the change of that last over. Now this is a bit of a gamble, Darryl.
Yes, Mike, particularly with the mood and form that Gilchrist is in.
So I guess it's quite simple. The two Australian batsmen were thinking, okay, well they've gone for it. There's only 2 men outside the circle. Let's make sure we capitalise. And Gilchrist strike rate now 128. Catich also healthy at 80.
Well, it's just another further point which argues against this power play option. Because some captains, I think you may be alluding to, perhaps would have not introduced it now, but then at some other stage you've got to get it out the way. Unless they're just going to go for it, irrespective of that situation, why bother with it?
Yeah, you certainly don't want to be caught having to use a power play when you've got the likes of maybe Ponting, Simons or Hussey at the crease. About overs 35 to 40. That'd be absolute carnage if that happened. And it hasn't influenced the game, these power plays, same as the super sub. Goodness me! That is absolutely remarkable. Andrew Hall has taken a blinder. He looked in no position whatsoever, stuck the hand down, the ball went straight in, and that is a huge wicket. Wow, what a catch.
Great catch by Andrew Hall. He almost stuck it out as if to say, well, I've got to get something down on it. And it stuck, and it's a crucial period of play here for South Africa. Just when Gilchrist was looking to launch, Andrew Hall pulls out his bit of brilliance. Well, we've said all along, a couple of us have said that fielding may just be the deciding factor between these two sides. And you need work like that if you're going to stay in this match. 97 now, the end of Gilchrist for 55.
Schools are very sports orientated. It's all sport down your throat all the time.
So we don't have movie stars or we don't have famous actors. You know, sport's what drives our country.
Off the cricket field, the people are so hospitable and welcoming and very friendly. On the flip side of that, you get on the field and it's as hostile as you'll get.
I think they'll do whatever they can to upset a few of the Australian players.
Nothing like a couple of weeks in paradise, eh, boys?
Where's the big fridge, Jacko?
There isn't one.
Well, that's just great.
Get some goals, Harry.
Bear chiller. Cheers. Goal, Jacko.
Sister, Jacko.
Well tackled, Harry.
Every athlete starts somewhere. Eventually they begin to wonder, am I good enough? For 11 days in March, the answer will be found here. In these small moments. In the blink of an eye, years of sacrifice will be justified or lost. Dreams realized or broken, and all with the whole nation watching. These small moments.
Every medal, every sport. The Melbourne 2006 Commonwealth Games on Fox Sports.
Good boy, Marlon.
Go in, Jacko.
PJ, your bowl, mate.
It's Macca's go.
I think it's drinks.
Harry, it's a dog.
Australia have lost their first wicket, which brings Ricky Ponting, the captain, to the crease, playing in his 250th game in one international cricket for Australia, only 2 ahead of him. Alan Border 273 and Steve Waugh 325, averaging 42 throughout a magnificent career.
Well, he's no stranger to the big time and producing when it counts the most. This was the ground. And he got that memorable 100 in the World Cup final against India. He has done well there, hasn't he? Moved a bit slowly initially. Almost thought that he stuck out his hand as an afterthought. But he may not think so. I think it was he moved very well in the end. And Roger Telemarcus again in the action. Crucial wicket, crucial period of play that.
Yeah, dead right. Australia were on a real roll. Graham Smith taking that third power play. And what they needed was a wicket, but Hall has provided something quite exceptional here.
Okay, so was it an afterthought or not? No, he's seen it, he's gone for it. He could almost have gone for it with 2 hands there, often though, for the left hand. No, it's going to be a day where probably the batting is going to rain, yeah. So he needs some brilliance in the field.
It's quite amazing, Darryl. You look at all the great players around the world, and there certainly have been some amazing performances. It's the 100 up for Australia, by the way. And you hear about all these various plans and the tactics the bowlers have to bowl to various bats when they come to the crease. Most of the best players around the world, it's basic cricket, isn't it? It's just doing the basics right, tidy line and length, unless you've got someone who's a little bit suspect of the short ball, I suppose. But just get in the right areas first up. Slightly leg side, and there's no protection down there. So they've finished that over in style. Ricky Ponting, I think, had another word or two as well in the middle off camera, just to put his point across. 114 for 1.
Not a great finish to Funavat's over. Just don't want that last ball going for a boundary. It was the easy one as well. Straight onto leg stump, full half volley. That's what's something got to really be tight about yesterday. Ensure their disciplines, look after that first and last ball. Ensure somehow that you get them to be dot balls.
19 overs gone, 114 for 1. That run rate back to 6 per over. He's one of those quiet achievers, Simon Kadich. He's gone to 50 now, 51 of just 60 balls, so that strike rate is very good for him, of 85. 6 fours and a magnificent shot for 6.
You haven't spoken since the first game.
Now there's certainly plenty going on in the middle. Off camera, it's Smith and Ponting, having plenty to say. That's away. That's where Ponting wants them, and that's gone for 4. He will not miss out in that region.
Well, he hadn't quite finished what he was saying, and the ball was on him, and now it's gone for 4. Just playing into Ponting's hands out. That might just get him going, get his adrenaline flowing. Can work against him. I think he's too good a player just to fall for that sort of stuff. Maybe a bit of desperation here from South Africa. Graham's not just backing up Johan van der Walt.
Bit of turn. And it's beaten him. Nicely played by Ricky Ponting. Using the pace, just going with the turn. Geez, boundaries galore. 6 for Cattage, 2 for Ponting, plenty for Gilchrist. Ideal situation for Ricky Ponting to come in. Really good start. Edged wide. Unlucky. Got out like that in Durban. This time he's had a bit of luck.
Well, could that be a defining moment in the day? You're just bleeding for a wicket. Outside edge, genuine neck. No slip in place, not that you can have one now. Telemarcus, we've seen in the last match, got the ball to move off straight, nicked a couple of batsmen off. As you mentioned, one of them was Ricky Ponting.
And he's put that one away too. Just straying down the leg side. He plays the pull shot so well, Ricky Ponting. Just rides with it. Anything on the leg side, he's dynamite.
Well, Mark Boucher came up to the stumps, and immediately Roger Telemarcus had it come straighter. Outside off stump. He'd have a thrash at it. If he got an edge, it wouldn't matter. So Telemarcus comes straight, and Ponting puts it away. There's a man on the extra cover fence.
And he's flipped that one over the top too. Again, a leg side boundary. One short, one up. Doesn't matter to Ricky Ponting. I'm not sure it's a good move having him up. As you say, got a bowl straighter. And therefore that gives Ponting, who gets a long way across, the opportunity. Watch where this one is. It's on middle, but he flips it straight over mid-wicket.
It's a good deck. And when you're in, more often than not, you're going to middle it. But it's all action, yeah. 3 4s in the over, 5 balls gone. Telemarcus' hands go in front of his face. 1 ball left. He's got to minimise the damage now.
Better. And that's the line outside the off stump. Sailing along. 142 for 1. All the work for South Africa to do at this current rate. Australia are going to get 323. Can that man, John Cullis, who's just been given a ball, I think, a very late introduction into the attack, because he bowls those cutters so well. But now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bowlers have already had a turn at the crease, and John Cullis has got to come on with 2 batsmen well set. I would have been more inclined to bowl him earlier, certainly when Ponting just came in, because he just bowls those cutters so well, and he's got a good change of pace and also a good bouncer. Now he's on the back foot.
You called it right. First ball of his spell 2 nights ago got a wicket. Not understanding, Graham Smith bowled 1 over. And the 1 over would suggest there was no process to it. Maybe each one have a look and see if there was any turn. Wasn't happy if there was going to be enough. But this man, with all his experience, must know that it's time. Someone has to do something special. And they've got to do it pretty quickly.
They can just play from here, Pat. Just running it around, they're going to get 300. And that's without much acceleration from here. More runs. 4. Short boundary. He hasn't had much of a strike since Ponting came in, Simon Kadich. But he's got that on the way for 4. 150 up, just 1 wicket down.
That just races away. No chance to stop it.
There's the attempted quicker one, and Ponting won't miss out on that. Far too short. And so Graham Smith at the end of the over pays another heavy penalty. 158 for 1.
Probably would have been a wide and left it. But he knew once he got there, he had to beat the man in the ring. Had no chance to cut it off the boundary.
Oh, and that was premeditated. Smashed away. Simon Kadich has decided that blocking's not the order of the day. They want to get as many as they can. Down the wicket. Don't often see that to Jacques Kallis.
Well, that shows what a good deck it is, and he's got confidence to go down. Maybe we're being a little bit harsh. Maybe he's such a good deck that 300's par, Barry.
Oh, he's gambled. I think he's picked that slower ball from Jacques Kallis, and he's gone after the short boundary, and it's 20 rows back.
Was it the slower delivery? I'm not sure it was. Did he roll the fingers? What do you think?
Yeah, I think he picked it. I think there's something, you know, there's so much video analysis these days that there's some change in the action for Jacques Kallis before he arrives at the crease, and Ponting and the rest of the Australians have picked that up. It's gone again. And another one. Just drifting into the pads. This is going to cost them big time. Ricky Ponting, 100 in the World Cup final a few years ago, and now he's gone to 50.
And in style. 6s back-to-back. Superb batting. A lot of supporters have come out from Australia, and they're enjoying it. Graham Smith isn't. He's got his thinking cap on, and he's got to do something to pull this back. There's nowhere to run wide at the moment.
The 53rd one-day 50 for the 53rd 50 for Ricky Ponting. 9th against South Africa and the 2nd in this series. So runs galore. They're flowing at the moment.
What about round the wicket?
Well, I always said that to Gilchrist. I think there's always a case to go round the wicket to Gilchrist and have some protection on the onside if he wants to play the pick-up shot. And I just don't think our bowlers do it quite enough. Andre Nell, who's the best exponent, is not playing in this game. And I think they need to practice it as a variety when they get into trouble. Go for the block hole from round the wicket, jam them in. They're just prepared to gamble all the time, the Australians. I mean, let's be fair, Pat. The first 10 overs, South Africa could have had a couple quite easily. There was a lot of play and miss. But having said all that, the last 17 overs, they've blitzed them.
It's a good deck. Let's be pretty fair to the bowlers and to Graham Smith. He lost the toss. Good deck. And Graham Smith will always fancy still chasing it down. He's a positive man.
That's the area. That is the area. It's actually much wider than you would normally bowl to any right-hander. A normal right-hander, you hone in an off stump. Look how wide this is. And because he gets such a long way across, Ricky Ponting, he's always looking for it.
Yeah, you're basically forcing him to play off stump through the offside. He doesn't like doing it. Happiness is.
That's where you can't bowl. That's 3 of them. All in the same area, all to the same type of delivery.
So easy, with so much time. Off the front foot, the pickup. Got to have such quick hands. Pick the ball early.
You just can't afford to bowl at the stumps. It's got to be a foot wide. That's much better. This is a bit more luck involved in this one. He's spliced it over, but it's still gone for 4. It's such a short boundary. That's unlucky for the bowler. He's decided he's going to go after them, Ponting. There's no holding back here.
Yeah, he sliced it. There was enough on the ball. He bounced away on the hard ground. But again, you see, he just drops his head away on the drive through the offside. So fortune favours the brave.
Well, just to give you an indication, Patrick, 40 runs of the 50 came on the onside, just 10 on the offside. It just shows you the sort of line that you've got to bowl to Ponting. That one he's hit in the air and again picked out the gap. He's on a mission, Ricky Ponting, on a big mission, and that's to beat Graham Smith into submission.
Well, 25 4s and 4 6s so far in the innings. 198.
There's a change of bowling. Graham Smith now on this occasion turning to Justin Kemp.
Oh, he's got hold of that one, and one bounce into the crowd. This is not a great time to be brought into the attack, because absolutely anything could happen. There's no way they're going to be playing themselves in. Have a look at that from outside off stump. He's almost flat batted that into the crowd. Well, Katic is playing a bit of a blinder here. This is his way. He lets Gilchrist do it for a start, and then he comes into the action. Look at this, way outside off stump. And whack. Going on that onside again. He seems to be pretty happy working it away on the onside.
Well, just from our commentary position, that mid-wicket boundary for Katic, particularly him being a left-hander, is probably the shortest boundary right now on this field. And he's making his intentions very, very clear. If he's got a bit of width and the length is right, he's going to take you on exactly in this area. You know, when you're pulling off shots like that, it shows you that it's a very, very good pitch, because you can swing through the line of the ball or cross it with confidence.
Listen, thinking about a second, no is the call. Yes, and that's the point that Darryl Cullinan's making. Bowl in such a way that they've got to play shots into an area where you can protect boundaries. And we know one way to do that, and that's right up in the block hole. Most of the boundaries that have been hit in this innings have been taking length balls.
Yeah, particularly when they were flying, Tony. It's a tough job for a captain. You know, when you're getting hammered really like this, it does require some good thinking, and you need your bowlers to back you up. They're not getting it right. You're not going to look very good. And you feel that if for saving, just get Australia to hit them down the ground. If you're going to go for boundaries, rather say to your bowler, look, go for boundaries where we've got a chance of protecting them. And you feel the straight boundaries are long, but they've got to take on those guys. You don't want to be going for 4 over mid-wicket or backward, or beating the sweep on the square boundary on the offside, because then you haven't got it right. can only do so much, and when it's a good pitch, you've got to try and limit as much as possible.
Sweeper coming into play there. That's the end of the over. 209 for 1. And if you're an Australian and you see that scorecard, 209 for 1, you'll be pretty happy about it. Oh, that's down the ground. It's going to go all the way. Don't worry about trying to catch that one. It just kept going. 3 or 4 rows back, but enough.
This is a great shot from Ricky Ponting. He had a very quiet start, and then all of a sudden he broke loose. Makayantini straight back into things. It's right up there. Just showing us, and he can take on the straight boundary as well.
Yes, Ricky Ponting's got every shot in the book, and one of the problems with him is that short ball is not the sort of thing that's going to keep him quiet, because he's likely to hook the short ball into the scoreboard here. He plays that shot as well as anyone in world cricket. This is the straight drive as well, so he's got all sorts of options. Nice feeling, wouldn't it? Captain of this outfit with the scoreboard on 216 for 1, and Ponting's on 76 or 52 deliveries. Incredible. Katic is in the air. This is good. This is out. Yes, caught it third man. Actually, pretty well played by Katic. He obviously intended to get it down to third man. He hit it right off the middle of the bat, and it's gone straight to Telemarcus.
You might have thought for a moment that he was looking to get it a bit finer. Played it too well in the end. Pace and runs from Makayantini. Can this give South Africa a chance to somehow subdue these Australian batsmen? A well-played innings from Katic. Australia now 216 for 2.
This weekend on Fox Sports. Cricket. The Aussies battle the Proteas as the first test continues live from South Africa. NRL, 3 live games on Super Saturday, plus Roosters Storm live Sunday.
Can you believe what you just saw?
To his new Super 14, 5 live games, including the Force against the Waratahs Friday night.
Terry is back.
Plus, finals action from the ATP Masters Indian Wells. That's this weekend. Fox Sports.
I want to teach him the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s of boxing.
Anthony Mundine.
I'm the teacher, he's the student.
And Danny Green.
Teachers have to retire and the students got to come through and take over.
Are finally getting in the ring.
You're talking about 2 of the best super middleweights in the world.
It'll be the biggest fight in Australian history.
The best, pound for pound, throw went down. I can't be beat.
The Man and the Machine, head-to-head at Aussie Stadium, April 19th from 5 p.m. Tickets on sale now at Ticketek. Call 132-849.
Put on your party frock and get set for a month of mayhem this March on Aurora, the community channel. Get your finger on the pulse of the local music scene with unsigned Aussie acts on Music Oz. Get down and funky with a hot new series that puts the Greek community out on the dance floor. It's My Meraki. Check out who's hot to trot with The Game. So join us in March for more fun, more laughs and more entertainment on the channel for every Aussie. Aurora, the community channel.
Foxsports.com.au, Australia's #1 general sports website. With the very best names in the game on our side, you're only ever a click away from the very latest news, reviews, stats and videos.
No way that was out, and a whole lot more.
Check out the TV Guide, the most accurate and up-to-date guide for the sporting week ahead. Surround yourself with total sports coverage online. Foxsports.com.au, keeping you in the picture.
Well, there's been a bit of a change. Martin was down to come in after Ponting, but the decision's been made by the Australian captain, I assume, to send in Hussey. This is the dismissal again, straight to Telemarcus.
And as after the wicket fell, posed the question, will it bring a bit of relief here to South Africa? Now, we've seen sides often in this sort of position throw it away with the bat, thinking at 216 for 2, 20 to go, we can tee off here. And they actually get themselves, and they lose their way and get themselves into trouble. He's a captain. What do you tell Hussey right now, Tony?
Well, I know what I'd be telling him. I'd be saying to him, you just play normally. I mean, he's a very aggressive player anyhow. You play normally. I'm getting stuck into him down the other end, and you just play yourself in for a little while. And I'd be highly surprised if that's not what Ponting has suggested to him. Mind you, having said that, if you bowl him a half volley outside off stump, he's got to smash it, and he will. That's the way he plays.
I'm surprised. I mean, it's 20 overs. Surely Martin had to be the option. Or perhaps it's maybe some do the left-hander, right-hander combination.
Well, I think you picked it. I think that's dead right. Much more difficult for the bowlers, especially Mackay and Tini. I mean, Tini bowls from wide, we know that, and the left-handers don't mind that sort of thing. I know he's got a little closer just lately, but Ponting is having a go, and that's gone through the field as well. Boy, this is lightning. This outfield is unbelievable.
Look at that. I mean, that's with the front foot, back of a length, and he's driven it past extra cover for 4.
No, that's 4, and Scott through the field. There's another very good timer of ball down the other end. In Hussey, he's only just arrived at the crease, and he really only lent on that one. The mid-off scampering away.
Yeah, it's so typical of all left-handers when they drive, and they just somehow look a lot better than when right-handers are driving.
Beaten him all ends up. Those are little breaks that Telemarcus needs. He's very frustrated at the moment. This is the one that just beat the inside edge.
And this was the boundary, though. You don't have to hit it that hard in this ground. That's why it's one of the best places in the world to bat. It's such value for your runs.
So Roger Telemarcus back into position on the boundary. And Tini continues. Ponting on strike. Didn't go where he wanted it to go, but that so often happens. And wants another one, but Hussey's not interested. It's not often that Hussey's not interested. He is lightning fast. But he settled there, and Ponting looked a little upset with him. He settled there for 1. Ponting was looking for 2 and running to the danger end.
Well, Ponting might have made it, but I think he quickly realised, I'm not going to get to the other end. I think it was a very, very good call.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Well, here's a batsman who's only just arrived at the crease, and you just wonder where he's been. Why hasn't he been playing one-day internationals and test cricket?
What makes it so much better, this shot, is that is not a big gap. He's threaded it to perfection.
Bang! Goodness me, that is huge. That has gone out of the ground. Maybe on the lunch table in that block of flats.
Well, I said he was searching for the boundary. What he's searching for is the block of flats beyond it. That's a monster. Just misses that. And probably hit it over that. Yeah, Callis, you see there, strays onto the stumps, and that's where you cannot bowl with a short boundary to Ricky Ponting. Another 6. Round the wicket, Jacques. Round the wicket.
250,000 rand on offer from Standard Bank if one of the players hits that banner.
Do you remember a couple of years ago, Adam Gilchrist with a gold bar?
I do.
Missed it by a fraction.
Callis again. Advancing. Callis saw him coming, and that is a great shot. That is a very good shot indeed. Saw him coming, dropped it short, he backed away, gave himself width, and slapped it for 4.
That's a sign of a really good player, in touch with his game. Down the wicket, Callis saw him coming, and he's still able to get it away square of the wicket to the short boundary. They've managed to get a boundary every over. It's putting so much pressure on the bowlers.
Down the track this time and into the crowd. That is a great shot from Mike Hussey.
How do you stop this freight train? 34s, 7 sixes. Amazing.
He's got a strike rate in his one international career of the high 90s. He's now going at very close to 150, Hussey. 28 rather, off 19 balls. Ponting's at 141.4 strike rate in this innings as well. Short this time, and again it's been dispatched easily for 4. Lovely control from Hussey.
I'm just wondering, just projecting the game ahead. Beautiful batting. 4-6-4. No answer. What's South Africa going to have to do when they come out? I mean, they're going to have to review their batting order. They cannot afford to have a Dippenaar type innings. I mean, it'll only get them at best to 270, and it's going to be much more than that. So they're going to have to revise their batting order, South Africa. They have to think about it right now.
Full toss. Just the one this time. And Callis will be happy that over's finished. 16 from it, 274 for 2.
$58 or 5 for Jacques Kallis. He's going to have to open the batting, Jacques Kallis. And he's going to be have to be given a license to score at almost a run a ball. Butcher will have to go down, I'm afraid. That's what I would have to do. He owes them now. He's gone for a few with the ball. Can he repent with the bat?
13 overs remaining in the innings. 274 for 2. Projections 8 and over. 378. Just to continue that conversation about the batting order. So Dippenaar not to open. What about Herschel Gibbs? Is that an option, you think, Barry?
Yes, certainly. Happy with that. But then you've got Kallis, who's not the striker. More runs, protection there. But then you've got Kallis has got to be up somewhere in the first 5. And he's not the striker, so I'd say get him out the way because he takes a bit of time to play himself in. Herschel can get going a lot quicker than Jacques Kallis, and it gives him the 50 over opportunity. All the clappings because Ricky Ponting is on 99 with just 70 deliveries. Magnificent.
Yeah, he likes this ground. Once one. Shot from Mark Boucher. Ricky Ponting has got 3 figures. It has not been referred. Magnificent stuff from Ricky Ponting. Absolutely outstanding. What a remarkable player. That's his 20th 100. His teammates love that. Adam Gilchrist on his feet and applauding. Everyone else there as well. It's been a treat.
It certainly has. And out the blocks was Mike Hussey because he realised how important it was for the skipper. This in the deciding game. Skipper leading from the front. Just looking for that push. Watch for some shots now. He really will get after them now. Hussey on to 34. Look to him using his feet now, Ricky Ponting.
Partnership now of 61 off 42 balls. Just a little single to pick up 3 figures for the 20th time. Brilliant stuff. Short and wide and gets the treatment. Percentage of boundaries is creeping up. 63% of the runs scored have been in boundaries now. 32 4s and 7 6s.
They've been blitzed. They've been blitzed.
Half volley. Very well fielded. A.B. de Villiers in the covers. Or maybe in the shooting gallery.
It's beautifully played. Just a little bit of width. strong man, Ricky Ponting. Very strong forearms. And down the track.
Runs all over the place. Advancing. And 4 more. Goodness me, that's a boundary off the first ball of the over. Johan van der Vaart is starting to get some serious treatment here. Those figures are not looking very respectful these days, and I guess he's got a few mates with him.
He certainly has. He's into his 8th over. He's gone for 50. Jock Cullis 5 overs for 58. Graham Smith 4 overs for 29. No one has been spared. Everybody has been taken to with a vengeance.
Loves driving through that region, through extra cover, and he's got himself 4. He rarely misses out, and that sort of opportunity, Mike Hussey.
Just eases it through, doesn't he? I think the beauty about Mike Hussey is the ability to get his weight to go into the shot. Watch how he leans right forward into the shot. Head right over the ball, and that's why he hits it through the offside so well. Look at that, leaning right through. Make sure the weight goes into the shot.
45 now off 30 balls for Hussey.
Just looking at the boundaries, there's more boundaries than there are overs bowled, and that's very unusual. 34 fours, 7 sixes.
Now that's gone away for 4. It's been given runs, so there must have been a bit of willow there, top edge, which is a little bit dangerous for Mark Boucher.
Not kidding, that's a wicket-keeper killer. 50 for Hussey. In no time at all, 33 deliveries. 7 fours, 1 6. And that's a very, very happy dressing room.
It's a second against South Africa. Has he got enough time to get 100 here, Michael Hussey? This is the view from the stump cam. And just off that top edge. Running up the edge, in fact, and thankfully his bounces, as far as he's concerned, it went high over his head.
Not by much.
It's a really good lesson, Michael Hussey, I think, for anyone who's watching him bat. I've never ever seen him run that first one slowly, Barry. He just scampers down the track, and even then he was trying to get back on strike and trying to turn that into 2. It wasn't a chance. Obviously Ricky Ponting would be quite tired, but he was just screaming down, touching down the other end and trying to get back pretty much the same way John T. Rhodes used to.
Yeah, very busy cricketer. Brings energy to the side.
That's going to be called a wide. It is.
Ponting knows that he's going to be bowling that line. Ricky Ponting knows that he's going to bowl that line. He really does, because he's starting to move across. Watch the footwork of Ponting, because he knows Telemarcus is searching for that off stump. That's why I prefer him to go round the wicket and bowl it into the block hole, because if you tend to go a little bit wider, that's what happens. You get wided by the umpire.
Cries of catch it, but no one there. A boundary to finish the over, turns that into a big one. 11 runs on that as well. 41 overs gone. 312 for 2 it is now. Remarkable stuff. Here's a look at the 50 from Mike Hussey.
That offside shot. Now, I think that was probably the best one. Then there was a charging of Callis. Next ball for 6. So 4, 6, and then another 4. All in succession. He has been no slouch at all. They've put on 96, and Hussey has got more than half. And to do that, when there's a man like Ponting in form, it takes a mighty player.
Have a look at that strength on the offside. That's who scores most of his runs. He doesn't mind the pull shot, as we've seen with a couple of terrific shots. Jeez, he's a wonderful, wonderful cricketer.
And he's the absolute opposite to Ponting, who scores the majority of his runs on the leg side, which is making it so much harder to bowl. They're just not quite sure what line to bowl, what length to bowl. It's been a tough day at the office for the South Africans.
Ball again. Full toss. Hasn't got past the two fielders at extra cover. In a line, basically, those two in the end.
Yeah, it's like cadets, aren't they? Come to attention standing together.
There's a look at that boundary. The last ball of the over. Just one-handed, basically.
Premeditated.
He wants two. He's going to get two more than two.
Picks the gap so beautifully, Michael Hussey. That's why he's going along at such a rate. 100 they've put on in 66 deliveries. 11 overs for 100 partnership. Absolutely amazing. I suppose the question they'll be asking in the Australian dressing room, can Hussey get 100?
I suppose another question they'll be asking in Australia is why hasn't this guy played for the last 7 or 8 years? Just goes to show how strong that batting order was for Australia. Straight to the man at mid-wicket, direct hit will find him wanting it. Gets the big swallow dive in, and no disturbing the timber. Safe.
I think he might have a bit of a roasty when he gets up. Dived on the hard part of the pitch. Taking off almost straight away. Direct hit, he was gone. Oh, well, he might have done the Herschel. Was the bat in the air or not? Perhaps just time. He's so quick.
Down the ground protection. Just one this time.
I think that was almost a run out there. That would have been a bit of luck for South Africa. Just touched it, Andrew Hall, but it went past the stumps, and it seems to be sums up the day. Watch this. Just touches his hand, but misses the stumps, and Hussey in a hurry to get back. Would have got him twice in 2 games.
Six. Callis thought he was in the game at one stage. Not to be.
He would have been if he'd been 20 rows back. No catch by the spectators, and just another sick, the 8th in this innings.
63 now for Mike Hussey off just 38 balls, 8 4s and 2 6s, and the full toss was just dispatched. Overstepping. Have to bowl that one again, Andrew Hall. He's not very happy with himself, understandably so.
Been a declaration in these games?
It's quite an interesting one, actually, but you're not allowed to when international cricket. That's the laws of the game state. With a bit of rain around the place here at the Wanderers.
Why shouldn't you be able to?
Oh, that's the laws. It's crossed someone's mind, I'm sure, in the change room, the Australian change room. Whipped away leg side. Dipner again. Safely home. Good running. Very good running. 13 runs coming from it. 326 for 2. Amazing stuff. 42 overs gone. 325 for 2. Ponting 117. Hussey 63. The partnership 109 off 71 balls only. And there's still 8 overs to go, and those figures are not looking that respectable. In the commentary box to take you through to the end of this innings, Pat Simcox and Tony Gregg.
Thank you very much, Mike. Well, how do we bring out a few wickets here, Pat? That's what we need. Slow this thing down from a South African point of view. There'll be a few that reckon. Oh, there we go again. I mean, they really are picking the gaps beautifully. What a position to be in, though. Ponting on 117, Hussey 68 or 41 deliveries. And they're absolutely carving them away. I mean, I've got to say that I haven't been here as often as you have, but this bull ring doesn't exactly sound like a bull ring right now.
I'm at a loss for words.
Oh, he's hit that one, and it's gone as flat as a tack for 6. Well, Ricky Ponting is certainly enjoying himself out there. I mean, 2 down they were in this series. This is a different looking side totally.
Lots of intensity from Ricky Ponting, even though he's in a wonderful position. Just sense he's looking at bigger things here. He wants to button this down and make a huge statement.
Oh, and Ponting there calling for a single, sending his colleague back, and then an overthrow. That could have been a run out. Very quick reactions from Hussey.
Good fielding as well. One stump to hit. That's what I meant by keeping the disciplines good. A little bit wide on the throw. I guess you're playing matches, if you play long enough, you somewhere along the line you run into one of these kind of games where flat deck and you get taken apart. It just happens. It's sad sometimes it happens in crucial games, but as a team, you're on a process always. You like to think you're on an upward process, and you take something out of it. Players that have played will remember it.
Well, remember it, right?
Well, it tends to fail a little bit more in your memory if you bat pretty well and get close.
That's right. If you win, it'll go down in history. You'll never forget it. I've got to pick you up on that throw, though. I mean, you did say not a bad throw, though. Or not a bad bit of fielding. He missed by nearly 2 meters. In this day and age, when you practice the way you do, no way, even with 1 stump to aim at, should you be aiming. You should be missing by more than 6 inches.
You are a hard taskmaster.
Down it goes to mid-on again. In comes the throw, and back for the second. Well, no, I'm just making the point that these guys practice a lot, a lot more than. Well, I mean, they've got fielding coaches. Jonty Rhodes is involved with this side now, and sure, the standards are high. But the point I'm making is that when you shy at the stumps, run-outs are such an important part of these games. When you shy at the stumps these days, if it's a metre wide of the stumps, then you'll be shaking your head as a fielder. Oh, that's 6. That's straight. That's going straight over the top of the side screen. Oh, that's a great box down there, but they were scattering all over the place. The best box in the house, straight down over the top of the Standard Bank sign at the far end, and Ricky Ponting has hit the ball straight into it.
That is a heck of a shot. It's a big beat.
Yeah, well, he was in danger as well up there. What a shot. Well, he's heaved that one down the ground. Now let's just see if we can pick this ball coming down over the top of the screen. Here it comes. And there they go.
Look out. Issue helmets around here.
Oh boy, what a wicket this is. Oh, that's 6 as well. He's worked that away on the onside. It's a question of getting underneath the ball. Anything you can get underneath, the way these guys are playing, is going to disappear into the crowd.
Some catches taken in the crowd, I tell you. Andrew Simon's fist up. He enjoys it. But it's been a while. A lot has been spoken about bowling at the death. And you've got to hit the right area. You've got to get it full up. And these 2 men in, if they get under it, it goes a long way. You've got to get it fuller, and if you bowl at that length, you got to change the pace.
Oh, not like that. That's 6 as well. That's gone way over the top of mid-on. Now that's an example of exactly what you don't want to do. I mean, that's the length that says, take it.
So much power you spoke about. It's happy hour. It's been happy hour for a little while now. You wouldn't wish it on anybody to bowl.
There's a full toss, and it's in the air. This will be out caught. Yes, at last. Hussey trying to hit a full toss down the ground. You heard Pat Simcock saying, you're better off over-pitching than under-pitching. Hussey didn't quite get that one in the middle of the bat. It's gone down the ground, and Mackay-Ntini's taken the catch.
Nice and easy from Mackay. 51 balls, just have a look at that. 81 runs at a strike rate of 158. Well, you got to go a long way to beat that. 374 for 3 now.
So Mackay-Ntini taking the catch that gets rid of Michael Hussey, a fantastic knock. 81 or 51 deliveries, couldn't have done better. And the man striding out of the centre now is probably the hardest striker of a cricket ball in world cricket. Well, there probably one or two around him. Kemp, I think, is another that on his day hits it just as hard. Perhaps Andrew Flintoff. But the man in your picture now, Andrew Simons, has got an awesome reputation. Speak to anyone anywhere around the world, especially bowlers, and they reckon he hits it as hard as anyone.
Yeah, and he's walked in, as you say, with a license. Have fun. Just tee up. Doesn't matter.
Yes, he wants to. He can make an impact if he doesn't try and hit the first one for 6. So I really think that he should give it to Ponting. Ponting's going unbelievably.
That's good bowling. Good experienced bowling now, running between the balls to try and get the time in. That's the dismissal again. Comfortable height, lovely catch.
That's a full toss. It's going over the top. Will it go the whole way? Yes, it is, all the way. That's the direction he loves. He really does heave them into that corner, does Ponting. Well, he's now reached his 150, 154 to Ponting off 99 deliveries. And there goes yet another 6. Right, so Ponting on 155. Flays that one through the offside again. No ball called as well. So he's going to have to re-bowl that, and Ponting goes to 159.
Well, you've got to get the basics right now. And it's never easy when you've been under pressure, but again, a bit of width, no ball. And somebody's in the form he's in. You've got to hold on tight. Roger Telemarcus has been given the dubious task of bowling at this time. You wouldn't wish it on anybody.
No, you did right. It's this can't be a good feeling for Graham Smith and any of his players out there. They all know what's happened. I mean, you can't hide behind these things. They've just got to do the level best now to restrict the Aussies the best they can for the next 3 overs, and then hope that the batsmen can do what the Aussies have done. It's blazed away through the offside field for a single. Yes, and there's no doubt that Graham Smith will be confronted with a fine. This over rate has been very slow. Mind you, they've spent a lot of time waiting for the ball to come back.
Yeah, it doesn't help when your left-right combinations as well batting. You've got to change field every second delivery. Simons to face Telemarcus.
There you go, another no ball. Well, Simons is not going to waste any time, so a no ball 4. In fact, this over so far 2 no ball 4s. So it doesn't look as if Simons is going to give one to Ponting. He's going to take it on himself. Just giving it a little bit of room and smashing it down the ground for 4. And there we are. We've got to get back. You've got to have a decent portion of your foot behind that line, otherwise it's going to happen from time to time. Oh, that's it. Take that. Another no ball. And it's gone all the way as well. Well, this over is turning out to be a nightmare for him. Not only is it a no ball, he's hit it for 6 as well. And the highest team total in one-day international cricket. It's the first time any side has got to 400. This is the sort of thing this Australian team will enjoy.
Back for 2. Yeah, who would have thought you'd ever get to a one-day game and see 400 scored? All set up by Ricky Ponting and, well, Adam Gilchrist up front as well.
Yes, doesn't help. You bowl those no balls. He's got a long way to go in this over yet. This could be quite an expensive over.
Of course, South Africa's bowling coach, Vincent Barnes, he'd need to get his bowlers around and sit down and say, guys, let's have a look at exactly what we could have done wrong, what we did wrong. But as a bowling coach, you're sitting in that change room. This cannot be easy. I know it's a flat deck. It's wonderful batting.
Oh, and that one's disappeared as well. Another 4. That's 22. 22 of this over, and only 3 balls, 3 legitimate balls have been bowled.
Well, how many in this over already? Too many.
The records are tumbling here. This could test the record number of runs for an over as well. All these no balls. Telemarcus once again finds himself in a situation where the fieldsman has gone back. It's Makai-Ntini's gone back to the boundary, and they have to have 4 in the circle. So Telemarcus waiting for him to come back into the circle. So back in now. Oh, he's hit that way over the top as well. And he's got him. No, he's got him. That's a great catch. That's a wonderful catch by Dippenaar. Well, this is as good a catch as you see in circumstances like this. He had the rope right at his heels. It was as flat as a tack. The ball would have gone at least 5 meters over the boundary. And it has been brilliantly caught and brings to the end what is one of the most brilliant knocks ever seen here, I feel certain.
But Dippenaar had to judge it well. He'll stay just inside the rope. But Ricky Ponting leaves the stadium. The Wanderers bullring have played an innings that will be remembered by everyone here for many a year. A standing ovation. Well played, Ricky Ponting. 407 for 4.
Right, so 133 matches. Brett Lee being sent out to see if he can hit a few sixes as well. And the bad news is that the most runs in an over in one-day international cricket is 30. Both times the bowler, well no, correction, both times the batsman was Jayasuriya, Sri Lankan, Amir Sahil and Harris of New Zealand. Telemarcus, despite the fact that he's got a wicket in this over, he's gone for 27 so far in this over. This is the dismissal again. This is the catch. Just watch this. This is fantastic. So 27. How many balls to go?
I have to presence of mind to stay on that left leg.
Well, that's gone down the ground. 1 bounce, only a single. That makes it 28 off the over. 409 for 4.
Telemarcus now 9 overs bowled. He's got 2 wickets, 75. He's gone forward 8 and a bit. Bowled well in the previous game. A real tough day at the office.
2 overs to be bowled. And once again, all sorts of problems here with getting Tini to understand that he's got to be in the circle. You've got to have 4 in the circle. He's outside the circle. It's a no ball. Right up in the block hole, but nicely played to third man. Thinking of a second, and back they come. That's good running. Well, that's an inside edge along the ground for 4. Well, when it goes wrong, it really goes wrong. I suppose the question here, Pat, is it worth considering a change to the South African batting lineup? You know, bear in mind what they've got to do here. There's no such thing as a draw. If you want to win the series, South Africa, you've got to win this match. Simple as that. And I just wonder whether there's any. It's worth considering a bit of a change to the lineup, experimenting with something. 1 over to go. One-handed is another no ball. This is getting out of hand. It's gone for 4 as well. Well, I don't know what Telemarcus is doing. Having done so well in Durban and having been so disciplined, I just don't understand this.
Well, in world cricket, if you had to choose one person to be lined up to face the last over, probably would be the man on strike right now. One-handed, just smacked it. Yeah, that's the no ball, and then let go.
A little bit of a fumble there from Tini. This gives him another run.
Of course, Tony, that's the danger now. The wheels start to come off, don't they? You go into the change room, heads go down. 10 minutes later, your batters walk out, and they got a daunting task ahead of them. They're shaking their heads, stunned.
Well, you can't blame the batsman for this. The batsman has just got to keep himself focused. This is the bowlers have got to look at this score, and they've got to find out where. Well, they've got to ask themselves, where did it go wrong? Or at the stumps, and now a chance of a run out, but it went like a rocket. Hit the middle stump down the far end, and bounced back, but no run out.
Tell you what, the poor umpire, he hadn't moved. Just moved, missed the stumps. Hit one on the shin.
Yes, it's not the greatest thing to say, but it's probably the closest thing we've seen today of the stumps being knocked down. Oh, he's heaved that one down towards the outfield as well, and it's picked up, and they'll come back to the second. Yes, just getting back to the batsmen now. So the South African batsmen have got to get themselves. Whatever else, they've just got to get themselves focused on doing something special today. You know, there's a man that might have to make a contribution, and he can, we know that. He's got to go out there, be very positive. Graham Smith does most times go out and do exactly that, and that's a wide as well. So no matter what happens to the bowlers here, and they really are having a tough time, the batsmen have got to go out and do it. It'll be a test of their character, that's for sure, up against the highest score ever made in one-day international cricket history. Would it be Gibbs today? Another fumble down there and another run. And I think he's home. He's taken the bails off, but he's going to refer it. But I've got to say, I thought he was home.
Yeah, I think Mark Boucher thought so as well. Just a little delay here. And, took the bails off, but when he took the bails off and he had a little an appeal, then he walked around. I think he could see he was right there.
Yeah, Boucher asking the question very positively, because he actually was facing the other direction. It was a reluctant referral by the umpire. I think he knew it was not out. Righto, so 2 balls to go before the lunch break and the change of innings, and then we'll see South Africa come out here and try to retaliate. There's the not-out decision. Telemarcus hopefully will stay behind the line and not bowl any wides here. Now then, an apology there. That was a full pitch.
Yes, and I'm sure some of the batsmen are saying, well, you can shoot, if you want to bowl a full toss quite high, the last thing we'd like you to do is to bowl it to Brett Lee. What are you doing, mate? 10 minutes time, this bloke's got a new ball in his hand, and he's not a happy camper.
Last ball of the innings. Brett Lee has smashed it away down towards square leg. Kemp hovers down there, but then pauses. In comes his throw. And that is the end of the innings. A wonderful batting performance by the Australians. Of that, there is no doubt a world record batting performance. And from a South African bowling point of view, they'll be very, very pleased it's over. Right, so there it is. The Australians obviously feeling very happy with all that. They've just seen a world record performance by their batsmen and a wonderful knock by Ponting in particular. Entertainment personified. There is the performance of Australia, a wonderful performance. Ponting, the top scorer, won 164 off 105 balls. And, well, who would have thought that we would have had a world record score made at the Wanderers here today? So there it is, at 434 for 4 off the 50 overs bowled.
Australia's key man probably in South Africa, I would have to say.
So far has been totally dominated by Australia, and 50 overs they amassed 434 for 4. It was quite remarkable, a run rate of 8.68. Magnificent performance of Ricky Ponting, 164 off 105 deliveries, and also Michael Hussey, 81 off 51. Okay, here we go, Smith on strike. An enormous total to chase down, and he's got someone about 150 screaming in. Oh, that'll be a bit of a help. Big roar from the crowd here, capacity crowd, 32,000 people. And South Africa open their account.
Well, the nice thing about chasing a target like this is that it's very clear what you have to do. And almost if you get out playing big shots or going for it, or being very, very aggressive and attacking, you can say, well, what else was it supposed to do? So in that, don't be surprised though. I think 1 or 2 South African batsmen will come off here today. The big question is for how much?
Captain's away as well.
So what's your call then? If they are going to change the order, 3's then got to be the option. Who do South Africa send in at 3?
Well, I guess it's going to be Herschel Gibbs. 2 slips for Brett Lee. See, the thing about Sean Pollock, Darryl, we've seen it for years and years and years, and rarely has he let the country down. He'll always just snipe 1 or 2 only at the start, and that changes things dramatically.
Yes, that has been his great skill. Partners Bakai and Tinuwala, and no doubt his experience. Just 1 or 2 words of advice that he may offer bowlers in trying circumstances. That disappointed me a bit with Graham Smith. I felt he took a step back here today, particularly towards the end. But as I said earlier, he may have felt, well, what more can I say? We're getting hammered. Let's just get to the end of this as quickly as possible.
Never before has this sort of total been posted in a 50-over game. World record today from Australia. And now, of course, you've got to face Brett Lee.
What do you think about South Africa pulling it off? Won't that be a game to remember? It's going to require some amazing batting and a lot of luck. And some very poor bowling.
A single off the last ball. Yeah, you might just settle for some 870 odd runs in a day's play in a 1 day. 3 for no loss. Bracken now. No run there. Now, just to let you know, I mean, this run rate required is going to be something that's worth watching now. To start off, it was 8.7. After 3 runs and 7 balls, it's now gone to 8.85. So it escalates dramatically in this situation if you don't get off quickly.
Yeah, it just shows you then what a value the dot ball is. And that's what Australia will be aware of. Just keep stringing those dot balls together.
Chopped it on. Lost a wicket early. Nathan Bracken did the business in Durban, and he started by getting Dippenaar today.
A bit of fortune to go with it there. Inside edge. Dippenaar looking to get it down to third man. It's a fairly foolish delivery. And he'll count himself very unlucky on this sort of pitch to get out in that fashion. Fortunately, the hero out of the Durban innings, he has to leave. But Dippenaar gone for 1. South Africa now 3 for 1. Yeah, you got to be unlucky to get out that way, particularly on a pitch like this.
Whipped away, just behind square on the leg side. Come back for 2. That was another feature of the Australian innings, and we've talked, of course, about all the boundaries that were scored and the high percentage of runs scored in boundaries, somewhere around about 65%, which is quite ludicrous for a one-day game. But their running between the wickets, Darrell, was also brilliant.
Well, the secret to that is they ran that first one particularly hard. It is the sort of ground where you can put the sweepers under pressure. You get it in the gap, beat the inner ring. Invariably, if he hasn't got ball in hand, you can turn for the second. It just is a very tough ground to defend on. You rely so much on your bowlers getting it right on the day. And when the outfield is as quick as it is, it's an absolute nightmare.
South Africa should be number 2 in the world. They should be saying to themselves, OK, well, they've done it. So if we get off to a start here and someone dominates like Ponting did, and I think a lot of responsibility is on the captain's head, Graham Smith, if they get off, there might be a chance. That's good. That's 4.
Well, South Africa will need a whole lot more than just 1 half volley. They need a good couple. That'll give confidence to Graham Smith. Driven down the ground. You know, the extra pace of Lee on this pitch, if you get it wrong, he's going to travel away.
This has been the key head-to-head throughout the summer. Might be another boundary. Here's another boundary. Back-to-back boundaries now for Graham Smith. 8 runs off the first 2 balls.
Well, Mark, you know, this is why you can't get too convinced about Australia necessarily winning this match. I'll still bet on them to do it, but you see that shot, that's just a push. Most grounds, that'll be stopped by point. You'll have time perhaps to get around. Well, third man makes some ground. He just races.
That's past the inside edge and past the outside edge of the off stump. But 10 from the over, 15 for 1. Inside edge, not far away from the stumps, and he'll take that.
Well, I'll take anything else, South Africa. And this is the sort of luck they need. Inside edge, edges, 1 or 2 drop catches. They're all going to count. Australia won't be unhappy with that start. Only conceding 28 after 5. You feel now that South Africa need to do something.
Down the track and just over the top of Michael Clark, and that's 4.
Well, it wasn't going to take too much longer. Herschel Gibbs, 13 from 14 right now. And that strike rate's going to have to be somewhere up 100. He's got to keep it going right up there.
Interesting to note that after 1 ball in the 6 over, Australia had 27 runs on the board. South Africa now got 32. Gone again. And 4 more back-to-back boundaries for Gibbs.
That's what it's all about, yeah. You get those lines and lengths wrong, you can swing through it with gay abandon. This is exactly what Herschel Gibbs is doing. Speeds away yet again. Another welcome boundary for South Africa.
Herschel Gibbs, as we all know, is a rare talent. Now, this is perhaps the ideal situation for him. 3 fours of 15 balls and looking to play shots. It's a good shot from Herschel Gibbs. He's got that away beautifully, nice and flat for 6. So there's a 6 off the first ball of the over. Brett Lee is bowling some pretty tidy pace, 145.5 k's per hour, and Gibbs is looking to play some strokes. Nice position for that. And into the stand on the short boundary. In the commentary box now for the next half hour, Barry Richards and Tony Gregg.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, that's much better. That's exactly what the doctor ordered from a South African batting point of view, and indeed from the this big crowd's point of view. Brett Lee again. Gibbs needs to play an absolute gem here. Needs support as well. Off the pad, I think off the pad and down to the boundary for 4. Leg byes. They'll take them whatever way they can get them. Oh boy, the South African flags are coming out now. There's just a little feeling. Can our batsmen make a go of this? Well, Gibbs is the man. Right, so 47 for 1. Gibbs on 24 of 25. Smith gets it away. That'll go to the boundary for 4 as well. That's well played. Right. Now we need the South African captain to come to the party. He's got 20 of 12, so he's going pretty well. They just need to keep these boundaries coming. Lovely shot. The fine leg fieldsman up, and so the ball dispatched away to the boundary. Left arm over the wicket. Well, the idea is right. There's no turning back here.
Absolutely no prisoners at all, and that's the way it's got to be. Just about the same as Australia, really. 51 off 7.2, so they're up with the rate.
Well fielded. Full length dive by Clark.
He's brilliant. A.B. de Villiers for South Africa, Michael Clark for Australia. And perhaps Andrew Simon's thrown into the mix with Herschel Gibbs, 4 of the best fielders you'll ever wish to see.
Oh, that's a magnificent shot. It's gone through the fingers there of the close fieldsman. It was hit so well, it's gone to the boundary for 4. 57 for 1.
Graham Smith, could this be his day? All he needs is a little bit of luck. He's a boundary hitter and a very strong man.
Not many smiles, by the way, on the bowler's faces in there, and that is understandable. That's well played. That's beautifully played. Steered to the boundary for 4. Keep him coming.
Well, I think you're a little bit generous there. I think it was a half steer. I think he was looking for that area. There's no doubt about it. He knows there's no slip, so he can angle the bat. But I think it was a thickish edge. No slip at home. 4 more. And that's the advantage of Lee. He really comes onto the bat. So if you miss the fielder anywhere after you've hit it, it's going to go away for 4. No doubt about that at all. More boundaries. 4 for Gibbs.
28 of 26 he's got. Lead to him again. Oh, well fielded. He's blasted that into that offside field again. At the moment, the South Africans are certainly testing some of these fielders, and the Aussies are scrubbing up well in the field.
Again, this time Simons.
Well played. That's the area he loves. Don't pitch it up without a deep mid-wicket. Smith's going well because he'll dispatch it in that area.
Could it be? Long way to go, but they've made a very good start. 10 fours, 1 6. High percentage of boundaries. That's his bread and butter shot.
Yes, Australia at this stage were 60 for none, so South Africa effectively have made more runs than the Australians did at the same time. So that just gives you some idea of what Barry Richards is saying. It is a good start, and just can you imagine if they were batting first, they'd be very satisfied with it. He's got it away, that's 4. Take that. Short delivery. And it got the treatment it deserved. No ball called as well, so that makes it just a little bit worse.
Well, he hasn't learnt. When he gets the new ball in his hand, Brett Lee, all he wants to do is bowl 150 plus. And when they're chasing a target and they're looking to hit every ball hard, what you've got to do is change the pace. Slower balls are the order. Slower, not quicker, Brett.
Oh boy, what about a single there? Decided against it, so the end of the over, 72 for 1. Right, so Ponting has decided that he's going to change the attack here. Bracken opened the bowling with Lee, and now he's decided to give it to Clark. Oh, well played. That's 4. Left-handers love you to pitch it outside that leg stump without a fine leg. They only allowed 1 back on that side. They've got 1 back on each side. They've got a third man, and their man on the leg side is dead square.
Well, we'll keep an eye on what the comparison was after 10 overs, after 50 and after 20. South Africa ahead at the moment. And suddenly, the bowlers were just thinking a little bit, we wouldn't want to lose this. We've got to get it right, increasing the pressure on the length that they have to bowl.
And I think that Ponting could be thinking, okay, we'll leave them up. Let them, they're not quite in, let them try and get over the top. We might get a wicket here. That's well played. It's going down towards the boundary. Will it be? Oh, it's beautifully stopped. Catich down there doing really well.
Lightning outfield. Just a quick check. Not sure whether his foot went over the line. Again, good use of the wrist from Herschel Gibbs.
So that looked all right to me. So 5 off this over, and they need a 4 here. 1 ball to go. They need to score at 9 and over. Oh, good shot. He's hit that one over the top. Bouncing away down to the boundary. Well, he knew exactly what was needed this over. It's spoiled it a bit for Lewis. 89 for 1.
He's not going to put them down, Graham Smith. You'd think a lot of people would have fallen in a hole after chasing 430. He's not going to go down without a fight, Graham Smith.
South Africa are 89 for 1 after 11 overs, and I can tell you that the Australians were 20 runs behind that. They hadn't lost a wicket, but 20 runs slower in terms of their start. Gives you some idea of how well South Africa are responding here. Straight down the ground, and it's beaten him. It's 4. Well, there's the boundary for this over. That's 7 off the over. He's across what's required. There's the South African captain.
Playing a bit of roulette. He's charging, and then he's going deep in the crease just to try and mix the length up. You can see there how far back he is in the crease, and that really plays on the mind of the bowler. Getting the right leg out the way so he can swing through.
The clouds still are around. You from these parts? Almost team totals 434 for Australia, South Africa right at the top. It's what you see.
Inside edge, 4 runs. Runs are coming here. 9 runs off the over so far, and still 2 balls remaining. It's not an inside edge, it's buys. And I think it was a no ball as well, interesting enough. Alim Dar certainly missed a few of those. Thin edge. Chases on. The ball is going to win. What a good over this is for South Africa.
And it's not finished. The crowd are on their feet, waving their arms with every boundary. They'll take them anywhere they can. Outside edge. He does open the blade, though, to be fair.
25 runs ahead at this stage, South Africa. For Gibbs. Just 46 deliveries.
Good entertainment. Well played, Herschel Gibbs. Everybody knows how good Herschel Gibbs can be when he finds touch. The question is it that kind of day?
Gone for 5 so far in this over. Drinks is not far away. Strong drive, but not through. Brett Lee does the work. 6 runs off the over, 14 overs gone, 116 for 1, and drinks it is.
This morning, live on Fox Sports, the ATP's elite are dueling in the desert for the first Masters Trophy of 2006. Roger's gunning for 3 in a row on the hard courts of Indian Wells. But with the world's top players in his sights, he'll have to be at his brilliant best if he wants to claim the title. The Masters Series continues, the Pacific Life Open from Indian Wells, this morning live on Fox Sports 2.
BBC World looks at growing up in the 21st century. With great wealth and great poverty, what does it mean to be a child in India today? Different lives, defining moments. 6 cultures, 6 children, all coming of age. Trials and tribulations, laughter and joy. The highs and lows of staff and students in African school.
Many people will like it, I believe.
This weekend from the Barclays English Premier League. The football kicks off with the Saturday night triple header live at 11:30. First up, we're at Goodison Park as Everton go up against Aston Villa. Next up at 2, we're in Manchester. Stuart Pearce and his City boys take on Wigan Athletic. Fantastic goal! And at 4:15, Birmingham City survival in the big league is on the line. They face a tough home match against Spurs. Then on Monday morning, the Toon Army will be in full song as Newcastle play host to Liverpool.
What a brilliant goal!
And at 3, the West London derby kicks off between Fulham and Chelsea. This weekend, the Saturday night triple header kicks off at 11:30 with Everton Villa. Monday morning, it's Newcastle, Liverpool and Fulham, Chelsea.
Beautiful sunshine. A couple of clouds, as we often have mentioned. They won't affect us today for sure, says Mike Hazeman.
Brilliant. Muscled to bring up 50.
Well played, Graham Smith. That's a fine reply. And a deserving applause from his home crowd. He needed to come out and straight away strike back at the opposition. He's done that in style.
Well, he played a magnificent Pro 20 knock here a couple of weeks ago. He's doing pretty much the same at the moment. As Andrew Simons is introduced into the attack. Now, he bowled a bit of a mix the other day in Durban. Started off bowling some seamers, then reverted to the medium, to the off spinners. Looks like this is going to be off spin today. 110 wickets, economy rate under 5.
Good shot. That's 4.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. There's no doubt they have to get a boundary over here. Bit of pressure on them. 3 balls not going for too many. 6,000 runs in one international cricket now for Herschel Gibbs. Now that is a very good shot. Just rocking back and hammering it through the covers for 4. Sweeper out there, just the one. Well played, 4 runs. Very good placement.
And timing. He didn't hit it too hard, didn't try to overhit it. Once he'd found the gap, it was full. And again, it was in the drive zone. And on this track, we've seen the whole day how easy it's been to drive. Look at that.
Gee, this is a good deck. It's a full toss. He's edged it and he's got himself another boundary. Goodness me, this is quite remarkable. 9 runs from the over, still 1 ball remaining. Not good bowling from Mick Lewis, it's got to be said. And Smith is going like a train.
Fast one of that. Speed train. Well, a bit of fortune every now and again helps. Striving for that Yorker, just over pitching.
4 runs, beautifully played. That is a very good shot indeed. That's what they need to do. It's a situation where a few balls are bowled, the pressure builds up, they need a boundary, they look for it and they get it. Well played, 145 for 1.
Well, that shot was against whatever spin there was. And there isn't much. He gets himself into a good position as Graham Smith. Good hitting position. Sets himself. We'd want to be a captain on a day like this.
South Africa are 38 runs ahead of where Australia were after 18 overs. They have both lost a wicket. 145 for 1, and it is Michael Clarke in the attack as well. It's a good shot. 1 bounce 4. Opened the blade perfectly, Herschel Gibbs. He didn't move. He knew that was going. That's a fine stroke. 150 on the board now for South Africa.
And that in just the 18th, or the 19th over. Unbelievable.
Sweeper on the offside. It is Hussey coming out of the shadows. He's got a good arm. So Graham Smith at the moment, 70 off 45 balls. The fastest 100 for South Africa is Herschel Gibbs, 84 deliveries. And it's a boundary off the first ball of the over. Wow, it is raining runs.
What a shot from Herschel Gibbs. Just a little check punch. Unbelievable timing.
I can't help but look at some of these Australian faces, Pat. It's just amazing. Chasing 435 to win, and you can see there's tension on some of the Australian faces. He's hit that beautifully, and that's gone. A long way back for half a dozen.
Not 5 rows, not 10, not 20. More than that. Almost right out the ground. Way, way back. Simons bowled the slower ball. Smith waited for it. And bang.
There he goes again. And he's too big a man not to get it out of the park. Graham Smith is going to play an innings which will be equal to Ricky Ponting's. 85 or 50 deliveries. Here we go. I think it's fasten your seatbelts, Tom.
Yes, it sure is. It's such a great pitch. You can hit through it with all confidence. And up here on the high felt, ball travels a long way. Oh, that's brilliant work in the covers. And that's what it's about. They've got to ensure that not too sure how they're going to do it. Stop as many boundaries as possible. That's what's keeping South Africa in the game. It's going to require a lot of good bowling and some brilliant work like this.
Can it be? That's what the crowd are asking. They're all getting right into it now. There's a chance, they feel. And after shots like that, there certainly will be another one out the park. I don't know what the record number of sixes is in a one-day game, but this will be pretty close. 190 for one.
Well, Barry Richards would have been proud of this shot. Down the track, over mid-off, in the extra cover region. There's been a couple of great shots played here today. And this will go down as one of the best.
Now is at the turning point. Look at the delight on Michael Clarke's face, and more importantly, Michael Hussey's. He really thinks that might be a big wicket, and it certainly might be. Just not getting onto it, Graham Smith, and he's gone. Unlucky.
I think this was what that debate was about. Clarke going around the wicket, asking Smith to come and fetch it outside or stump. Smith favours the leg side. This time, though, not quite getting all of it, dragging it straight to that man. Well, the captain hasn't stood back. Not the greatest day in the field, but superb with the bat. So there we go, 190 for 2.
Here we go. In the air and out the park. What a response after a wicket. They crossed, so Gibbs facing, he goes to 90. Looking at the toe of his bat, that's how good the bats are today. Michael Clarke, wry smile.
I'll keep talking about those sixes, Barry Richards. That's 19 now.
Now then, young man, got all the shots. Off immediately. That's always a nice feeling.
Well, the other thing about de Villiers is he's quick between the wickets.
That's very close, given not out. Bowler's not happy.
Well, just the way that he played it, and where Clarke delivers from, when it struck the pad, you thought immediately, this has got to be a good shot. Leave it to Hawkeye.
I reckon it'll tell you it's hitting just the outside of leg, but that's a very close call. There he goes. The power play got him up. I'm going to go over the top. Enough of this, he says.
Well, Herschel Gibbs isn't going to change his game. He may be near a milestone. I have to agree with him. And this is the way to go. If the opportunity presents itself, you can't let that stand in the way of what the team needs. Brilliant shot. It's on. He's done it so well today already. 97 now to Gibbs. And if he does go to 100, this crowd will erupt.
That one ball from now, maybe 2. There it is. Just 16 ODI hundreds for Herschel Gibbs, but his job's not over yet.
It's far from over, but for now they're going to celebrate with him. A superb innings. When it's needed most by his side, he's come to the party. Look at that, 79 balls, a brilliant strike rate. And isn't it good to see Herschel Gibbs in form? There we go, Gibbs again. He's fancying the straight boundary. He's fancying these Australian bowlers at that sort of pace. They're going to pitch it up. He's going over the top.
Wrong length. Right result for South Africa. The crowd are really getting into it now. They sense that there's something special is happening here, not just from an innings point of view, but Maybe from a total point of view. He's going at everything, Herschel. He's got to be a little careful here. He doesn't want to get too carried away. Now he's got his 100. Temptation is to play shots because it just relieves the pressure in your own mind, and you're looking to go at everything. He's got to be just a little careful not to get out. There he goes again. More runs. Stand and deliver. That's a home run over third base.
Has Lewis got a slow ball? Does he change his line? Or does he go for death bowling and get it right up there? I think he's got to get it right up there. And somehow ensure that Gibbs doesn't get him away down the ground. Danger is he gets slightly wrong. You're going again.
Like that. More runs. Gilchrist has got to stand up to the stumps. He will not do it, and his bowlers have paid the penalty. He's got to get up because they're using their feet to get out there. They're creating a different length. You've got to pull them back. Look where Herschel Gibbs is. He's right out of his crease. Don't know what they're doing. They're not thinking clearly, the Aussies. And you can understand why. There's pressure from the South African batsman.
The crowd's not happy. Once again, Ponting having a chat to Lewis.
There he goes again. He's selected his area, and that's on the offside. As much as Ricky Ponting puts it through mid-wicket, so Herschel Gibbs puts it through cover. Boy, oh boy, have we got a game here. The crowd have gone wild.
Well, Gibbs is giving himself room. He's clearing the left leg. If it's up and straight, it's going straight. A hint of width, it's going in that area through the cover region.
Here we go again. That's the arrow he said he was going for. You can't protect it up in the ring because he just goes up and over. You've got to make sure that it's in the block hole, otherwise you pay big time. And the pressure's just getting to them. Right on a length, clear the left leg, squirt it over the top. Even if it doesn't hit the middle, it's going to go over the top. Always square. And that's down to third man. There's four more. What an over this has been. 242 for 2.
Well, I don't know if those of you at home can hear the roars that are emanating from this crowd at the moment. It really has come alive, this place, the whole stadium. Lewis. Over the top. A man back, one bounce. Oh, this is close. Safe. We don't need a run out here. You've got to be a little careful of Hussey. He's got a very good arm and he's very fast.
So is Gibbs.
Well,
in the air, and he's dropped it. He's dropped it. Oh, could he have dropped the trophy? Is it the case of this time it's the other way round? Could Bracken have dropped the cup, so to speak? Listen to the cheers in the background.
Well, full toss miss hit straight to him, as easy as you can get in these kind of games.
If you were Gibbs, you'd have to walk down and say it to him, wouldn't you?
You better believe it.
You'd have to have gone down there and said it to him. Another fumble. Well, it's starting to happen to the Australians now. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. Straight down the ground. And that seriously relieves the pressure.
Watch how the hands follow the line of the ball. Dead straight. One bounce into their standard backboard.
Oh, good shot. Very good shot. He gave him a bit of room there. Take that. Gibbs has blasted that away to the point boundary. He moves to 136 off 95 balls. What an innings he's playing here.
of a lifetime.
To run away. There we go. Hits the way on the onside. Will it beat the field? Yes, it has. That's four as well. Martin diving away. Didn't quite get there. Oh boy. When you start to see the fast bowlers jabbering away, then you know things are starting to change.
Well, it looked like a Sydney Harbour Bridge there, the way he dived over that. I've got to tell you, Tony, that's where you live. Look at that. Oh, what's going on?
174 runs needed, 128 deliveries to go. Gibbs on strike on 140. Oh, he's hit that one beautifully. One bounce, I think, for four. Superb shot. Over cover. That's exactly what he's got to do. Stay put on leg stump or middle of the leg. If it's out there, pick his gap. Hit it over the head of the infielder.
Well, with fine leg up in the circle, the bowler cannot go too straight. So you more or less know he's going to go off stump just outside.
And again, oh, that's gone. That's gone. That's gone and way, way up. A huge six. Well, who would believe what is happening here? The most sixes in a match is 21. And they've now got to 21.
And Gibbs has gone to 150. What a stroke. Fetch there.
Down the ground, one bounce to the fieldsman at long on, and they'll get a single. Yes, it can't be long now before there's going to be a drinks break, and I've got to tell you that it'll probably be a good thing. The batsman can just settle down a little bit, have a bit of a team talk. De Villiers starting to find the middle of the bat. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, when luck's on your side, ride it.
Some would say fortune favours the brave, Tony.
Yeah, well, that's definitely the case with that shot. So Herschel Gibbs has just reached his highest score. Oh, and like a rocket back at the bowler. And the end of the over, the score is 2 down now for 279.
No, I don't think we have seen the best of South African.
I guess in a way we're 2-0 up in a 6-game series.
I think on their home turf they're going to be very, very hard to beat. They're going to have a big crowd behind them.
We do have a sense of unfinished business. Playing in front of our home crowd is going to be exciting, and on our own wickets we certainly believe we can dominate Australia at home.
I think we've got to be prepared for a really tough fight from them.
The first ball of the first test match over there is the start of a new series, and we've got to make sure we're ready to go.
Look and learn, boys.
You're looking at the winner of the comp.
I got one! Oh, it's a big one! Whoa! What a beauty! Beat that!
Doesn't qualify.
Doesn't qualify? Look at it!
The chiller was holding the rod when the fish struck.
You can't be serious.
Rules is rules. Looks like you're the winner, Harry.
You reckon I should get it mounted? I know where I'd like to stick it.
Every athlete starts somewhere. Eventually they begin to wonder, am I good enough? For 11 days in March, the answer will be found here. In these small moments. In the blink of an eye, years of sacrifice will be justified or lost, dreams realised or broken, and all with the whole nation watching. These small
Every medal, every sport. The Melbourne 2006 Commonwealth Games on Fox Sports.
Watch this one, Macca.
Yeah.
Nice catch, Jacko. I think it's a mackerel.
The rugby revolution is here with the Tooheys News Super 14. Every game of every round with all Aussie team matches live.
Right, well, there it is. The most sensational things are happening. 279 for 30 overs have been bowled, and you'd have to say that if South Africa lose from this point, they'd be pretty disappointed with themselves. Oh boy, what a shot. Perhaps it wasn't the message. That's an unbelievable shot.
What can you say? This is value for money like you can't believe. If you've chosen to stay down and watch this in the box, man, look at that.
So Gibbs got to keep going. Could make 200 here. There's the drop catch again. Oh boy. Oh, he's hit that. It's in the air. This is going to be caught. Will it be caught? Yes, he's gone. That's the end of De Villiers. Going for the big one. I think it's the right bloke to be going for them. De Villiers going for the big one at mid-on. And again, nicely taken on the boundary. Never easy when the rope is nearby.
No, not at all. He just didn't get hold of it. Went too high. He did well. Steadied himself and then just had a look to see he was inside the clock. It's good. But Nathan Bracken gets a wicket. So De Villiers goes for 14. 284 for 3.
There's the dismissal again.
Said it was a good catch. Australians probably felt that just in time they've got a wicket, some reprieve. But Joe Callis walking to the wicket after that catch. They've got some work to do. And Gibbs and Callis have been playing cricket all their life together.
Wants another one. Callis should be coming back. Yes, he does. Just pertinent to point out that there has never been a match where more runs have been scored. At this stage even. The highest prior to this was 693 runs, 15 wickets. And we've already gone past, well, what is it now, 720. So Gibbs' score is 163. Callis has just arrived at the crease, has been sitting there watching this carnage, and now has to be part of it. Simons to him. I think that's what he's going to do. But he mustn't put too much pressure on Gibbs. He might take the singles, but he's got to be saying to him, don't do anything stupid, just hit fours, keep it on the ground now. I reckon Gibbs can do this without hitting the ball in the air.
The thing is though, Tony, I don't think Herschel Gibbs will change his game. I think he's in that mode. I think he'll carry on playing. It's a question of how quickly can Callis get in, that if Gibbs did get out, and let's face it, he's going to be tiring. He's going to be tired. He's tiring all the while.
That's in the air, and there's a fieldsman down there, but it's gone all the way. Well, there's no doubt that what you're saying is the way he's going to play it. I'm still not sure that it's the right way to go, though.
Well, you just keep watching, and he'll keep middling it, hopefully.
That's one heck of a shot.
Well, that six makes it the most sixes in any one-day international ever. Right, Simons to him again, and again. Oh, that's a bigger six. That was a rank full toss. It's a question of help yourself at the moment.
Yeah, the buffet ball. This has got out of hand now for Ricky Ponting. You look around the ground, but that shot, well, I reckon a couple of tailenders could hit that.
In the air, and that's it. Well, I'm afraid to say that section of the party has come to an end. He's hit 2 sixes. He did what you thought he would do. He did. I really think that he should have hung in there a little bit. However, that doesn't detract from one of the great innings of all time. He's wandering off this ground, having been caught by Lee off the bowling of Simons for 175. That was a superb performance.
Well played, Hershey. As good as innings as anyone has seen here. He goes for 175. And 299 for 4 now into that famous tunnel. 136 to win from 18.1. Well.
Oh, and that one spun back in, and the question's asked, but no nick. That is the end of the over. 299 for 4. Right, so a little team talk there between two new batsmen, and that's the issue now. Can they keep up what is required? Callis is on 1. Boucher hasn't scored yet. The required run rate is 7.56. They need 136 of 108 balls. This game is beautifully set.
Good work from Ricky Ponting at mid-wicket.
What did Sean Pollock say to him? The drinks break.
733 runs. In fact, 734 runs now have been scored as South Africa bring up their 300. And just 8 wickets have fallen. This is just, I'm stunned by what we're seeing today, Barry.
It's like the subcontinent. It really is.
Coming back for the second. Ricky Ponting won't want to bowl. Simons again, he's gone for 10. Lewis has also gone for 10. Clark has gone for 10. Michael Clark, that is, per over. But gee, he's not going to have any option. He's going to have to squeeze these extra overs out of someone. Someone's going to get punished here, big time. Towards the end, providing there's quality players at the crease. Boucher and Callis are quality players. Major blow losing Gibbs, of course, soon after losing A.B. de Villiers. Sliding leg side. A little bit quicker that time from Clark. 90 k's per hour. Crowd are certainly giving the Australians a little bit of a raspberry today when they appeal for anything.
Tell you what, that's not far away. It's turned back a bit. It's just a little bit far forward.
Bowling, puppy.
That's a good over. Only 4 runs coming from it. 303 for 4.
And there it is. In fact, it hit between middle and leg. So not a good decision. Maybe the luck has turned.
Still got to go at 8 runs and over, South Africa. It's good running, good working.
They're missing a trick again. They've got everybody back on the boundary, and of course Callis has just come in. He's not that kind of player. You've got to come in off the boundary a little bit, and Boucher is similar. They're looking for 2s to get the innings underway, and that's the LBW. Hitting.
Squeezed away.
Squeezed it away. Sorry, Michael. We're all getting excited in the box here. We just can't get enough of these boundaries. Every time we look up, the ball's disappearing. And that's not what Ricky Ponting wants to see. Jacques Callis underway.
6 balls he's faced. He's got 10 runs. So important that when he came to the crease, he got going straight away. He's done that. He had no choice today. Batting at number 5. Unusual position for Callis. Full toss. Work down the ground. It'll just be 1 though. Interesting to see how these roles are played by these 2 batsmen, Callis and Boucher. What you call on that, Barry?
Well, Clark and Simons have got through 10. And that's how I think how Ponting manages the bowlers from here on in.
It'll be a leg by. In fact, there must have been some connection with the willow. So 8 off the over, 311 for 4. Clark again. That's the plan. Squeeze a couple more out with the spinners. What a series it's been, Barry. Unbelievable series. And here we are. This could go either way. Lee's got 4. Bracken's still got 5. He's picked out a couple of sticks as well. Stuart Clark's got 4 as well. Lewis, I think we've seen the end of him. And also maybe 1 or 2 more from the spinners. Every run is being cheered by this capacity crowd of 32,000 people at Liberty Life Wanderers. What an atmosphere. And that means some 30-odd runs off the next 5 overs. That's all. I'm astounded by this. We used to rave about 600 runs in a one-day game. That's a good over. 4 runs coming from it. 35 gone, 15 remaining, 315 for 4. And that single makes it 750 today.
Taking the pace right off is Andrew Simons, and that's probably a good ploy because they've only just come to the crease. 16 minutes for Callis, 11 minutes for Boucher.
With 117 runs. Coming back for the second. Good running for Boucher. 116 runs from 86 balls with 6 wickets in hand.
Yeah, should be easy. Should be. And also the wicket. Beauty.
Oh, goodness me. That was almost a remarkable catch from Ponting. Certainly lots of air from Simons. Under 75 k's per hour. Big dive from the skipper. Couldn't quite snaffle it.
To hand. There it is. Hung there. Great effort. It really is. Those either stick or they don't.
Just be one. So that's fairly tidy as well from Andrew Simons. 6 coming from that. 321 for 4. ...13 overs and 5 balls remaining. Now what Australia scored in the last 15 overs when they were batting was 181. South Africa have always been ahead of Australia. At the same stage, Australia were 258 for 2. South Africa are 322 for 4. That's how well they've managed this chase. They scored 73, Australia, in their last 5. I mean, think about it, Barry. You've won the toss. You've batted first. You've wanted to get a big total and put the opposition under pressure. You've scored 434. And you look like losing the game.
Yeah, I think there'll be an inquiry afterwards. If they do, there'll be a real inquiry. I think you just got to look at world bowling. Where is it? Take away Murali, take away Warren, take away Pollock. McGrath's out of action. What is there?
Some pretty good batting. That's what we've seen today. 4 runs off that over. That's 2 good overs for Michael Clark. 325 for 4. Just a quick look to show that Andrew Simons has been bowling the odd quicker ball. He's been going at 9.29 per over. Andrew Simons. Clark has just pegged things back a little bit. He's now going at 7 overall. A couple of good overs the last 2. This partnership, 27 off 32 deliveries. The required rate, 8.5. Just a 1. And just need a couple of overs, Australia, here, just to keep going with what they've been going for the moment. Just going at like 5s and 4s if Clark continues to bowl well, which will just get the change room a little bit toey. Great catch, brilliant catch. Andrew Simons is an outstanding fielder. Effortless, and taking that return catch at the end of Callis.
Yeah, very good catch. He was ready for it because he's throwing the ball up. He knows there's every chance the batsman won't be able to get right to the pitch of it. A lot slower. Jacques Callis looking to go over the top, and Andrew Simons has snaffled it, and that brings it back to an even keel. Jacques Callis, the #1 batsman in the world, he's gone. 3:27 for 5. The game's on.
Look at the dismissal of Jacques Callis. 2 hands. That was the key, Barry. Disappointment from Jacques Callis. He went for 20 off 21 deliveries. Now these two teams, Barry, of Justin Kemp at the crease, by the way, these two teams have played in 3 ties. What do you reckon about 4 today?
At 434 apiece, I don't think anybody can leave this ground without having had a very, very good time.
A little bit of turn. Kemp likes the ball coming onto the bat. He'd rather the seam is in operation at the moment rather than the spinners.
Might be inclined to go one more with Andrew Simons now, just for that very reason. Kemp just at the crease.
And just one off the last ball. In fact, Boucher wants to come back for the second. Kemp's got long legs and safely home, so that's good running. That's turned that into 5 runs from the over. And lost a wicket to Callis. 38 gone, 3-3-0 for 5. Clark. This will be 2. Good placement from Kemp.
Poor cricket from Damien Martin. He thought the cover fielder coming in was going to cover it, and he set off very late. Clark not happy, rightly so. Got to be on their mettle. They need to prevent the 2s. Martin now is wide awake, but he's given away a run.
Yeah, Barry, and they've got 3 runs off the first 2 balls. They'll be looking to get as close to 8 and over as they can. They've got a good start this over.
Get 6 now.
It's another single. I see it long off.
No, I'm not sure he's got them always right. Probably more let down by his bowlers, who haven't bowled enough balls in the right area. Must have been a relaxed atmosphere when they went out to field. It's certainly gone away. Tension all around. Who will hold their nerve?
Okay, it's under 3 figures now. 99 to win from 67 balls. 5 wickets in hand. 6 off this over. 1 ball remaining.
From catching a lot of the deliveries. 28 sixes. 337 for 5.
That's how well South Africa have controlled this chase. 337 runs on the board now for loss of 5. And after 39 overs, Australia were 293 for 2. Difficult thing also for Ponting is that he's only got 4 men inside the circle. 1s all over the place.
Yeah, there's plenty of 1s, and I think that's a bad ploy from Ricky Ponting, because then you just need the odd boundary to keep you interested. He's working on the theory that taking the pace off the ball is harder to hit the boundaries, but it's easier to pick up 6 runs and over. And then if you've got wickets in hand for the last 5, boundaries become a lot easier.
But what do you do, Barry? Do you bring the seamers back in? Maybe a Nathan Bracken who bowls beautifully at this time?
Yeah, the little cutters for me.
2 more. It's intelligent cricket from these 2 men in the middle at the moment.
Just too slow from Andrew Simons. Part-time bowler. You can see plenty of time for Justin Kemp.
Simons has gone up in a big way. Umpire Brian Jerling hasn't. Well, I'm not sure he can, actually.
Where did this hit him? Yeah, a little high, that's what I thought.
Good work, good. Shot straight.
The crowd are getting agitated. And that'll flow on to the players in a minute.
4 off the over. Plus 1 makes 5. It's good stuff from Andrew Simons. It's interesting to see what Ponting does at the completion of the 40th over now. 342 for 5. They need exactly 93. And even my maths tells me they need to go at 9.3 from here. So it's not a doddle at this stage. It really isn't. And that yellow worm just starting to go and try and meet the blue one of Australia.
Good, Marno.
Dot ball.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be the skipper who's got 434 to get the record and then lose. That's just not one record that you do want. And now Gilchrist is up to the wicket. I think that's way too late. Way too late.
Just one. 79 fours have been hit in this match today, and that equals the most fours in a game in Peshawar, Pakistan versus India. 2005-2006 season.
And 10 overs to go.
Why, you don't think there'll be a boundary in the next 10 overs?
Absolutely, I'm sure there will. Soon, maybe this ball.
Nice, Brax.
It's a dot ball. Okay, 3 balls into this over, the 41st, and just 1 from it so far.
Here's your money on. Come on. Don't shake your head. Come on. We're all sitting on the edge of our seats. I think in the last game we saw all their hands in the head and lots of anxious moments, and it's getting to that stage. They were buzzing about an hour ago when Herschel was smashing it to all parts. It's evened up a little now, and Lee to come.
It's good length. It's very good bowling.
Excellent. You wonder why, when the pressure really got to them early on with these bowlers, they couldn't get it there for Smith and Gibbs. They were just prepared to go deep in the crease, charge the bowling. Now that they're bowling at the death, they're starting to think like death bowlers, getting it in the block hole. 6 out of 6 there. There's nowhere you can go as a batsman.
2 off the over so far. 1 ball left. Inside edge, and that's where it stays. My goodness, that is a great over from Nathan Bracken. 41 gone, 344 for 5. And the umpires decided to get involved and bring the box of tricks out and change this ball, which is going to make the ball easier to see for the batsman. More importantly, it's going to be a little bit harder. Mind you, this pitch has been so good today, I'm not sure that's even needed.
Rider is Brett Lee. And it's these sorts of that sort of shot that's not going to the boundary now. And as each one of those produces only 1 run, so the pressure builds on both Boucher and Kemp. Now Kemp is the guy that over the years has been capable of doing almost anything with a bat. So if he fires here, if he plays a little cameo, he'll finish it quite fast. Right, here we go again, second ball of the over. Oh, that's well played, and it's well fielded too. That's another single. That's in the air. It's going to clear mid-on. It's going to be safe. Bouncing down towards the boundary. Well, it could so easily have gone straight up. Thinking about the third. Brett Lee's over the stumps. There's plenty of backing up as well. They ended up getting 2. Well, that was up there for quite a long time, but no one at mid-on.
This crowd's getting restless.
It's in the air, and it's going to go to the boundary for 4. They needed that desperately. It's been a while. That makes it the most 4s in a match now. The records are tumbling all over the place. 80 4s in this match. And the South Africans desperately needed it. The boundaries have dried up.
That's why it's so difficult to make a prediction right now. Everything's been bettered. Fantastic stuff. That'll settle Boucher, but I think 1 and over is not enough. He's got to have another look.
There's a man down there, just a single. A no ball called there. Umpires have got to be very close, so very watchful here. That's covered, square leg, just a single to Kemp.
That ends Lee's over.
Bracken continuing. In the air, out. Got him, big wicket. Kemp has chopped it straight to backward point. A slowish, really cutter come spinner from the left-handed Bracken, and he's got his man. The real danger at this stage, there'd certainly be some that would say was Kemp, but it's not going to be. This is the wicket again.
Yeah, this is good bowling from Bracken. Kemp eyeing out that extra cover region, and in the end only spooning it. The lack of pace being his undoing. And that was well taken as well by Damien Martin at backward point. 3:55 now for 6.
Always palmed it away. They've got to come back for the second. Every single run is vital.
We can't afford this, really. Martin getting hand to that. He's given away another run. I get the feeling that he is a bit slow in the outfield these days, Damien Martin.
Down the ground to mid-off. Well, they haven't got out, and we've now got down to crunch time. 3:58 for 6.
That is the concern for South Africa. 6 down. They haven't really got too many more wickets to play with. The bowling figures, well, they've been a mess on both sides. It's been tough work. But here and there, someone has come up with a good little spell in partnership with the other guy at the other end. And Bracken, the last couple, has been very, very good.
Right, well, a little bit of inexperience here. Lewis has got the ball. Oh, mind you, a good delivery first up, right up in the block hole. 77 to get, or 41 deliveries.
It's just amazing when you sniff perhaps you're in it or you've got a chance to win it. When you've got ball in hand, you're just running a lot better and you're more focused and clearer about what you have to do. It wasn't the case for Lewis in his previous spell. He was disappearing. Man, did he disappear. Look, South Africa hanging in there. And they ought to lose this game.
Straight down the ground. That's going for 6. That's gone. Yes, that's gone for 6. That relieves the pressure a little bit and doubles the pressure on the bowler.
Well, I was just going to say, South Africa ought to win it. You can't accuse them of choking. It's been a brilliant performance from them. They were so superb up front. Now, I'm going to say, that was 3 or 4 overs from Van der Walt. And then you're going to point serious fingers at this Australian attack.
Well, this is the highest score ever by South Africa, by the way. That's a good delivery. So he's bowled 2 right up in the block hole, and 1 allowing Van der Walt to get underneath him, and he's taken him for 6. They've just got to score around about 10 and over. And I've got a feeling we could get down to the wire here. This might be one of those last over jobs again. That's straight. They should be thinking about 2 here. Touchdown and come back.
Yeah, and that's the other beauty about batting at this ground. There's so many 2s on offer. If a fielder hasn't got ball in hand, you can literally be at his feet. You can take him on. Okay, Lewis, you feel he's not comfortable with getting it up there. The sort of pace is slightly wrong. You can go.
Oh, he's hit that one, and there's a fumble. That might have been a chance of a run out. He doesn't often fumble. Andrew Simons. Perhaps he was looking up and letting his throw go before he got the ball in his hands. Oh, he's hit that one magnificently. What a shot. It's gone all the way for 6. That is an outstanding shot. 16 off the over. Unbelievable. 374 for 6. Well, he's a good striker. You heard that from Darryl Cullinan, and there is an example of it. That went whistling over the top of cover. Beautiful shot. Up go the arms of the umpire. So 61 of 36. Boucher, can he do this for South Africa? He's got that away towards mid-wicket. Just a single. desperately trying to get a fingertip on that one at mid-wicket. There it goes. And all the way to the boundary.
Straight in the slot for Van der Vaart. It wasn't quite the slow ball. This is what he's going to enjoy here. Bring it on, Bracken. Just bring on the pace. Don't take the pace off it.
Straight down the ground. What a shot. All the way into the crowd. An unbelievable straight six. Well, I think the Aussies thought just for a little while there that certainly with Bracken they've got him nailed. But the man in your picture now, Van der Vaart, has come out, and you don't get better straight hits than that one.
Brilliant shot.
Full toss, whipped away. That area's covered. They'll think about two, but change their mind. Stay there for a single. 40, is it 49 to get now of 32 deliveries? That gap is closing up. This has moved back in the favour of South Africa now. Gilchrist at the stumps. Well, they'll get two.
It's turning out to be a great over here for South Africa. 14 from it already. Bracken has one more delivery remaining. Question here for punting is, does he bring Lee back into the tank?
Well bowled right up in the block hole. That's the one that's very difficult to get away. They needed a dot ball there, the Aussies. 388 for 6. Oh boy, he's playing some good shots. It's picked up on the boundary though, back for 2. But just looking at the scoreboard now, it seems to me that in these conditions the South Africans are starting to get themselves into a really good winning position here. 45 to get off 29 balls. So that gap has really closed up.
Well, interestingly, punting has continued with Lewis. So he doesn't feel he needs to bring in potentially his best strike bowler in Lee yet.
Oh, good shot. Will it get to the boundary? There'll be a dive here. He's dragged it back. Well done. They'll come back for 3 though. Well, that one run could just make a difference. That's the end of the over. 397 for 6. Right, Bracken. New over. Into the block hole. A single. 38 of 24. At the start of the over, that single makes it 37 off 23. So 37 runs to get off 23 balls. And the way runs have been scored here, that is on. Very much on. South Africa, favourites to win at the moment. They look a little more relaxed, don't they? But they don't want to lose Boucher, or for that matter, Van der Vaart. What a partnership this has been. Full toss. Same area. Will they go for the second? No is the answer to that.
It's a partnership 43 of 24 balls, 25 balls. It's been the story of the day. What a seesaw battle. I don't know, Tony, I think Australia pick up a wicket here. I tend to favour them. If they don't get something now in the next 6 to 10 balls, you've got to go with South Africa.
Yeah, no, South Africa got this, I reckon. Oh, he's got him, he's got him. Perhaps that's not the case. A flat bat from Van der Vaart has gone to Ponting, who's been off the ground getting some attention to his finger, and he's caught a little rocket. It's come at him like a bullet. He's got beautifully into position, taken the catch, and, well, that might alter it. It'll certainly put the skids under the South Africans just a little bit.
Yeah, this is a great catch. I can tell you about many fielders in this sort of situation won't want the ball anywhere near them. Not Ricky Ponting. That's a good pressure catch. And that is a fine little innings. Johan van der Vaart, the crowd appreciate it. 35 of 18. 399 now for 7. What a wonderful atmosphere it has been. This crowd has been treated to truly one of the great one-day international matches ever witnessed. Probably one of the best in South Africa ever.
Telemarcus gets one leg, and Bracken, having got the wicket, is going to bowl his fourth delivery of the over. In the air, oh, just over Ponting's head. Very nearly two in the row for Ponting. In goes the throw down the far end, and they back for two. Straight back to Bracken. Well fielded by Bracken. This is not easy, actually, to come in with the ball pitched right up there. What he's likely to do, if they bowl him a short delivery, that's the one he likes. He'll dispatch that to square leg. But if they keep it up and straight, there's always a chance of another wicket here.
From if you were a bowler right now, you may be very nervous to try anything. You'll probably just go for the safest bet and get it full and straight as quickly as you can.
Absolutely. Sweep shot, four! Great shot! Wonderful shot! Well, he's obviously decided whatever that was, he was going to sweep it. That has taken the pressure off. They needed a boundary there. Telemarcus decided to sweep. Probably the first time he's ever played this shot. Have a look at this from outside off stump.
It's a beauty. Man, if you had asked him to play this again, he'd probably miss it. I reckon he was thinking like a bowler, anticipating that Bracken was going to go full and straight. I don't think it's too difficult to work out, though.
He did right, 30 to get, 30 runs to get from 18 balls. It will be the most phenomenal victory if they managed to top the 434 for four made by Australia. Lewis smashed away to mid-wicket. It's going to go for four. Yes, it's hit the boundary. Boucher is playing an unbelievable knot. He's done this so often. 35. Slightly over-pitched, and he's whacked it to mid-wicket. 35 he's got off 35 deliveries.
And it's Lewis. He's still got the ball in hand.
Oh, and he's hit it straight back at him. Lewis has got to get to the stumps. They've come back for two. Lewis has just cracked 100. 9.2 overs, no wicket for 102. Works it away on the onside. It's another four. Bracken's chasing. He won't get there. The noise in the stadium is unbelievable. Every shot has been cheered with a standing ovation.
Well, if you weren't at the Wanderers today, you missed out big time. What a fantastic day's cricket. Well, the first ball went for boundary. Boucher's followed it up again. So this over is working out beautifully up for South Africa.
It certainly is. Oh, and that's hit the bat of the non-striker. Otherwise it may well have been four. Boy, he hit that beautifully. 19 to win of 14. What they don't want is another wicket. I mean, if you start to get 8 down and then 9 down, and then, well, who knows? Lewis to Telemarcus. He's got a nick on it. Going down a third man. It'll be picked up down there. Telemarcus comes back for the second. So 2 more to the total. He's hit it. He's hit it like a rocket. What a shot. Boy, is he strong. It's gone for 4 to extra cover. Lewis has taken a terrible pummeling. They're on their feet, the South Africans. Absolutely everywhere. The flags are flying here at the bullring. Spare a thought for the bowler. He has disappeared to every corner of the Wanderers. Bracken through the offside for a single. 13, now is that 12 to get off 11 balls. Really, it's only a runner ball. Only wickets can save Australia. Yeah, they're on their feet for singles at the moment. It's in the air. This has got to be out, surely. No, it's going to be short. Oh, it's a great catch. Wonderfully taken. Well, Hussey is an unbelievable fieldsman. He has taken that beautifully. He had to come in, Miles. It's the very thing the South Africans didn't want to see happen, was a wicket to go down, because now they get into a situation where there's just a possibility they'll get bowled out. Look at Hussey go, inches off the ground, brilliantly taken. Well, what a game.
.423 for 8.
Andrew Hall is the new batsman. Another wicket falls here. All of a sudden it's 9 down. Boucher has got the strike because they crossed. Right in the block hole. They get a single. Well, all they need is a run of ball.
So only 11 shy now, South Africa. The new batsman's on strike.
Right in the block hole and wide of the fieldsman. They'll come back for the second. Hall races away. In goes the throw. They're back for 2. Hall on strike in the block hole. Straight to Ponting. Can't quite get there. They'll get a single. That's all they need. One every ball.
Well, Tony Brett Lee's got a bowl. I think the question here for Ponting is surely got a bowl Lee the next over.
Round the wicket from Bracken, right off the middle of the bat. They'll only get a single. Always a chance of a wicket falling. 7 to get of 6 balls. There have been 3 ties between Australia and South Africa. And this is very, very tense stuff. And he's just pausing with Ponting now, having a little chat. Right, where are you going to bowl it, mate? 7 to get off 6 deliveries. Boucher, if he can get a 4 away here of one of these deliveries early on, then they don't have to take any chances. On the other hand, if it's a few dot balls, then they do, and a wicket could fall. He's hit it. Oh, it's hit Brett Lee on the shin. Just a single. Boy, that could quite easily have gone rocketing away down the ground, and it's hit him square on the shin too. He hit it so well, I think it went rocketing into, was it his shin or his ankle?
Well, let's just bear in mind there's a test match series coming up as well. That was on the foot.
Here he goes. What can Andrew Hall do? Oh, it's a great shot. He's got it away for 4. Over the top of long on, down to the boundary for 4. Now South Africa should definitely win.
What a brilliant day's cricket. We keep saying it. We'll have to watch this many, many times over. Man for the pressure situation. Still, he's picked his gap. And now Ponting's got no option but to bring those fielders in. He's got to take the gamble. He's got to ask Hall to try and do that again. Surely, with 2 to win, it's a matter of bat on ball, run hard, and that should be enough. Who would ever have thought that Australia would lose a match defending 434?
Oh, he's had a go, he's out! Oh, he's out! That's the last thing they wanted. And here's the shot. He didn't, I'm sure that wasn't the plan. The plan was surely a single.
Maybe as it left the hand, Hall thought, well, that's in the slot. Maybe I can get away with it. 433 for 9.
So, they've got to go for a single here. Oh, he's got a single. He's got it to third man. Right, now then. They need 1 of 2 balls. South Africa cannot lose. They have tied the match right here. Now it's a question of winning it. Yeah, well, he doesn't want to go and do anything silly. I mean, all he needs is a single here. They don't want to run out. Straight down the ground. What a victory. That is a sensational game of cricket. And it is a superb victory. Well, I've been around the world watching this game. Look, their tears. They are crying out there. The South Africans are charging out onto the ground. Gilchrist shakes hands with Boucher. Mtini's on a high. Ponting cannot believe this has happened to his team. The South Africans at the bull ring today have seen the best one-day international ever played. That is the performance of the South African batsmen. Dippenaar out early. Smith played superbly. Gibbs played the best innings he's ever played in one-day international cricket. And the rest of them kept the pressure coming. They kept the runs ticking over. And Boucher then came in and finished it off with some seriously good help from Van der Vaart in particular. These do not make good reading. It's not often that bowlers get carted around to the extent they have, and I'm not just talking about the Australians. Both sides had their bowlers cleaned up. But the worst figures ever. No wicket for 113 there. Now secured by Lewis, the Australian. And as the summary, well, there it is. They scored 434, batting first, having won the toss, and they actually lost the match. South Africa fought back right down to the wire. Second last ball, the match was won.
This program brought to you by the new Ford